and how that feudal mind state was still present in Japan during World War II when it wasn't in any of the other major participants in the war.
Yeah, because Japan basically did like a direct translation of a lot of feudal traditions and ideologies into their fascist state.
Yep, they took all the Bushido and all those kind of like.
I mean, their officers still carried swords like they were samurai, and they actually fought with them. They weren't just decorative.
Yeah, well, they definitely beheaded a lot of POWs with them. Yeah, the war in the Pacific was brutal. They talk about how the veterans from Europe were always reluctant to talk about what happened in World War II, but you could get them to talk about it. But they said that the people in the Pacific, like the veterans from the Pacific, just would not talk about it. It was just too brutal of an experience.
Yeah, because I mean, in a lot of places that was like a total war. Like the only place in Europe that really rivaled that would be the Russian front,
right, where there were no American veterans or anything like that.
Right.
But I suppose China also. I mean, that's not the Pacific, but it's also not Europe. But I mean, that was also incredibly brutal.
The whole racial superiority complex of the Japanese meant that they were a lot harder on the countries they occupied than they were on the American soldiers.
The Japanese were also, I think, the only power in World War II that was using chemical weapons in like combat.
That's probably true.
They would fire poison gas on the Chinese cities and shit from their artillery.
You ever heard about Unit 731?
Yeah, that was some horrible shit.
Messed up. Live vivisections, dude? Holy shit. That's dark, dude.
They do kind of shit where they'd cut a woman's arm off and then they just let it rot so they could study her like body like rotting while she was still alive.
Yeah, for like research for like combat medicine and stuff like that.
And the really sickening part is a lot of those war criminals got off scot-free.
Oh, they got paper-clipped.
Yep.
We paper-clipped the Japanese just like the Germans.
Not just us, the Russians did it too.
Yeah, I believe that.
All right, well, back at it again.
Yeah.
Do a whole other section.
Fuck yeah, get into this castle.
Into the castle.
Go fight Napoleon.
If I remember correctly, that one of those Unit 731 guys ended up becoming a serial killer in Japan after the war. He was still like interested in carrying out his experiments, so he didn't care if he was doing it on Japanese.
I mean, I would believe that. Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, people with that dark triad of personality traits, they find the avenues to fulfill their curiosity.
Mm-hmm. And you got to wonder if some of those people who were in that unit, how many of them were like kind of turned that way as the war went on. Because the war in China went on for longer than the rest of World War II.
Oh, yeah. Well, they invaded Manchuria in, before Poland, definitely, 33 maybe even?
I think that was even earlier than that.
Okay, yeah. I know they invaded...
Because I think the Battle of Shanghai was in, 34, wasn't it? I might be wrong, but...
I'm not...
they attacked that shit earlier.
Yeah, I know they invaded... Because first they invaded Korea.
Yeah.
Which... people argue for the invasion of Manchuria being the start of World War II. Nobody argues for Korea because that was more in the immediate aftermath of World War One.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of the crazy things about the Japanese, how they got sucked into the war, was the fact that the officers in the military, especially on the ground, basically would just do whatever they wanted, and then the government would have to come in and justify it because it was too late because they already won.
There's that feudal system coming in.
Yeah.
Plus,
the
government was certainly happy to let those people do that shit because they were benefiting by all the territory grabs in Asia.
Yeah. And they had a bunch of hard right secret societies in Japan that were literally assassinating the politicians that were trying to stop it.
One of those secret societies actually tried to kill the emperor after the atomic bomb fell because they wanted to prevent the surrender.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. I know they killed a bunch of prime ministers and different people who were against escalating the wars. Oh, shit.
Somebody's having some fun in here. It's party time. Oh, nice.
That's actually a one-hit KO, too.
Yeah, those guys really just come right at you.
Pass below hanging enemies at your own risk. You might get a face full of balls.
Yeah, I already saw that.
Yeah, and for what I do know of, like, the actual, like, Pacific fighting, at least between the Japanese and the Americans, you know, it was pretty brutal on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're talking, like, crazy hand-to-hand fighting, like, mutilating dead bodies, that kind of crap.
Yeah, they said... I know I've heard that the Japanese, when they would sneak up in the foxholes, they would... you know, castrate or whatever kind of humiliating, brutal stuff you could do, and then leave the soldiers for the rest of the unit to find the next day. And I know the Americans in the Pacific got big on trophies.
Yes.
Like saving fingers and teeth and stuff like that.
I remember seeing a photo once of, like, a bunch of severed heads on spikes on an American tank in the Pacific from Japanese soldiers.
I believe that. Yeah, it was a different war.
Yeah.
Well, it's also the reality of jungle fighting. That's why Vietnam was as brutal as it was too. Is there's no pitched battles, you know, with divisions of tanks colliding with each other in the jungle. It's a bunch of guys out there, you know, in squads of like 8.
And you got all this fucking foliage around you. You never know when a bunch of dudes is going to come charging out at you with bayonets.
Right.
And the foliage is so close by; those bayonets will reach you.
Right. I mean, that's why the U.S. used so much fucking napalm in Vietnam. They were like, just kill all the trees and everything, like, so that you can actually see where people are.
It's also why we dumped a whole shitload of Agent Orange everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that
isn't that great?
Yeah, it came back. That definitely came back to bite us later. That's for sure. Although the U.S. has never cared about returning veterans.
No.
So they weren't really that concerned about Gulf War syndrome or
the whole burn pit thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a catapult.
There are quite a few catapults in here too, actually.
No.
That one.
Yeah, and then China was also crazy. I mean, both sides just that whole, like, would throw just wave after wave of men at each other,
Yeah.
like, so they could fight with swords and bayonets.
Right.
People still really wanted to do that at the time.
Well, the reason the Japanese still used the bayonet charge in World War II was specifically because they had learned how effective it was against the Chinese, who were not particularly... The Chinese didn't really have time to, like, properly train or discipline their soldiers because they were sort of flung into the war and didn't really have an organized state in the way that Japan did. And so Chinese soldiers would break pretty easily if a whole shitload of screaming Japanese dudes ran at them with bayonets.
Sure.
And so the Japanese also had initially the belief that Americans were extremely undisciplined and would break easily, and so that's part of the reason why they used the bayonet charge against the Americans as well.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons they bombed Pearl Harbor was they thought that Americans were kind of, you know, soft and disconnected from the world and more interested in, like, economics and trade and things like that, and that, you know, they would just kind of balk at the fight and be like, we'll just sit this out. Which, to be fair, there were a lot of people in America that were wanting to do that. It's just, by bombing Pearl Harbor, they ended up convincing a lot of those people that we couldn't stay out of the war.
Yeah.
Which...
Big miscalculation on their part. Interesting that the Germans also had a similar view of Americans early on during the American involvement in the war, where they viewed American soldiers as, like, more likely to run away, not as disciplined, that kind of shit.
I feel like that's probably true now.
Yeah, I don't know.
And part of that was reinforced by the early battles in North Africa where the Americans showed up, and obviously the American military wasn't really equipped for what World War II was at the time. So there were a number of fairly disastrous battles and retreats by American troops there.
And not to mention that, I mean, the Germans had some of their absolute cream of the crop divisions and military commanders in North Africa, too. So
Yeah.
Which turned out to be pretty good for the Allies, because, I mean, those guys probably would have been a lot more valuable in Russia than they would have been, you know, covering Mussolini's ass in Africa.
Yeah, wow. The Germans spent a lot of time covering Mussolini's ass.
Their biggest regret, man.
Yeah, well, the invasion of Greece was a disaster. The invasion of Ethiopia was an even bigger disaster. Yeah, the Italians sucked balls in North Africa. entire armies surrendered. Entire Italian armies surrendered in North Africa.
Oh yeah, we're talking like tens of thousands of men.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be very grateful that Italy was on the Axis side.
Well, what did Churchill say when Italy joined the war? Didn't he say something like, well, it's only fair, we had them last time?
I'm pretty sure that's like the actual quote, too. It's only fair, we had to have them last time.
Churchill was pretty funny, man. Well, I think my favorite thing Churchill ever said was when some woman, like, was just offended by how drunk he was at some meeting or whatever, and she basically just called him out for it. And he's like, yes, ma'am, I am drunk, but in the morning, I'll be sober, and you'll still be ugly.
God damn, that's cold. Cannon versus catapult. I think this debate has been settled by history.
Yeah.
That dude's just standing there waiting for it.
He really did.
It's like, all my life, I've waited for this moment.
Oh, where'd that come from? Must be off to your left. No? Okay, gotcha. Oh, there we go.
Yes, yeah.
Man, Leon is a real boss, know how to use this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, they must have had a cannon date in the CIA.
However, the unlimited ammo cannon, that's pretty inaccurate, man. He would have had to reload that thing. With the
that thing looks like a muzzle loader.
Yeah,
it would take him all day to reload
get the giant Q-tip out.
I mean, they had whole teams of dudes for those for a reason.
Well, Leon's John Wick could probably do it, so.
I would watch that. John Wick with a fucking 15th century cannon. Yeah, give me that.
That's kind of what this is.
Like a blunderbuss or something.
Can we get some fucking
hilarious?
Ooh, can we get some fucking what are those shotgun shells called that like spew like the fire, like dragon something? Dragon's breath.
Oh,
can we get him with like a dragon's breath blunderbuss?
There we go.
That'd be sweet.
Be awesome.
I like a blunderbuss because you just shove whatever the fuck you want.
That dude in the Red Dead Undead Nightmare?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I don't know if you played that.
I don't think I played the Undead.
Yeah, well, you could get a blunderbuss
yeah.
in that game, and you mostly just filled it with the parts of zombies that you picked up, and then you shoot zombie parts at the zombies.
That's hilarious. Yeah, no, I mean, for the most part, they would just shove broken glass and nails and just wood shards. They'd literally just pick up random shrapnel and put in the blunderbuss.
It's kind of the handheld equivalent of grape shot, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That guy's kind of the handheld equivalent of Napoleon.
Jesus.
Oh, that's a guy?
Yeah. I thought that was a chick, too.
Yeah, I did, too.
It's kind of the Barbara Bush.
Well, he's Spanish.
Yeah, sure.
What the fuck is that thing behind him? Like a robot Cyclops in a butler uniform? What?
It's more like Nemesis Xenomorph.
Oh, alright.
Uniform.
Okay. That makes more sense.
These things are fucking hard to kill.
What about Napoleon here? Is he hard to kill?
He's one of the tougher boss fights in the game.
You have to fight the Battle of Waterloo, but with zombies?
That would be fun. It's his castle, though.
Oh, so he's the one who gets saddled?
I don't know if he's big enough to put a saddle on.
Never. You were the lady. How unfortunate. Do make sure our guests feel settled.
Also does the supervillain thing of, get to them, and then leaves the room.
I mean, he is kind of like Dr. Evil.
He's like a little Dr. Evil.
Yeah, a mini-me.
Leon,
Yeah, Leon's got this.
Yeah, he's only fighting the fucking cultists. Man, it is so weird seeing these guys with like flails and scythes, but in like a modern setting.
This is gonna be bright.
Yeah, I don't know what a shield's supposed to do against bullets.
Not a whole lot. Break, apparently. Do you think these cultists have like second thoughts about this at this point? You know, when you're facing down like a loaded machine gun, and all you got is your ritual scythe.
Oh. Yeah.
I guess this time it worked.
Oh,
Nice.
shit. Wow.
That was solid.
Did you see that meme that Elon Musk posted?
What has it got?
That was one of
Yeah,
the fun. It was legitimately one of the funniest memes I've ever seen because Ted Kaczynski just died.
Okay.
So he posted some
That is
meme.
funny.
He posted some meme of the Grim Reaper playing a claw machine,
Okay.
and it had like he picked up Ted Kaczynski's head or whatever, and he was like, "Ted Kaczynski, is Henry Kissinger even in this thing?"
That's pretty good. Elon Musk is a solid memer.
Yeah, he's a shitlord, that's for sure. That's it's weird. It's weird when just shitlords become prominent figures in society. Kind of like Trump.
Yeah,
like,
Trump is the king of the shitlords.
I thought I heard a guy.
I saw a fact check about that video that Trump posted, that AI voice video or whatever, making fun of Ron DeSantis' announcement.
Okay,
and
yeah.
it was like fact check. No, Ron DeSantis did not announce his presidential run with Hitler, George Soros, and the FBI. And the devil was there too.
That's amazing.
And to fact check that he did not, in fact, have a Twitter video conference with
Twitter
the devil.
spaces with Satan.
I mean, you never know these days. That's the sort of thing I could see happening.
I suppose.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair.
If the devil came out and announced his presidential run, like, would you be that shocked?
No.
Not really. Yeah.
I think the first thing you would probably hear is Trump claim that the devil was born in Canada or something.
Not even a real American.
It's just Ted Cruz 2.0.
That was so funny when he ran that birth certificate shit a second time on Ted Cruz.
At least Ted Cruz deserved it.
Yeah, that's true.
He really did. Fuck Ted Cruz.
I mean, at least somebody wanted to, right?
I don't think
He does have kids, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know how that happened, but I do
I'm not
remember.
entirely sure I believe in them.
I do remember.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know,
think they're someone else's kids?
I've seen his daughter. I've seen his daughter like pull away from him when he tries to hug her in like discomfort. So.
I mean, wouldn't you if that was your dad?
I would, yeah, I would, but I'm saying I have seen his daughter, like, but she's clearly uncomfortable, like, being around him.
Yeah, no matter how many times he takes her to Cancun.
So I was woken in the middle of the night. It says awful noises coming from the basement. The sounds of nails clawing at the stone walls and the writhing moan of curses. The man harbors enough hate to ruin the world. Served the lord of the castle as the torturer, like his father and grandfather before him. It's one of the more unsightly legacies by the Salazar family. When he took him to the dungeon, don't want to recall what happened down there. My mind can't take it. It will break me. Ordered to feed him, dispose of the filth. Yeah, there's something going on in the basement here.
How weird would it be to be like one of those dudes who like the family business is torture, right? You know, you grow up and your daddy's like showing you how he works or whatever. This is going, son, this will all be yours someday. As he like gestures at the dungeon.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I suppose it's a thing.
Yeah.
Though.
I mean, it did happen. There, you know, torture is guilt.
Yeah.
Sometimes
There
it's
was,
like family
there
businesses.
was, I mean, I don't know about torturers specifically, but I know there was some level of like status and respect and like, you know, decent financial benefits to being an executioner in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
But you were also just kind of an outcast from society. Mm-hmm. Like you occupied like a higher position than like the average person in medieval society, but you were also kind of untouchable at the same time. So you're like considered better than like the average peasant, but also like nobody wanted to interact with you.
I see you made friends with a Cenobite.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm pretty sure executioners were also the ones who were mostly like carrying out the torturer functions as well.
It would make the most sense.
I know that there was also a executioners guild that was formed in the Renaissance. That was like a union for those people.
Huh. We need sharper knives.
So what's a Cenobite, Baraka?
He's that torturer guy.
Okay, gotcha.
Now he's the one who's been tortured?
He's got a...
Oh, he's got a heart on his back.
Yeah.
That's not a good place to keep your heart, man.
This is not a good place to keep your heart.
He's got to give Freddy Krueger some sense of insecurity, dude.
It's those bigger claws. So if your heart is on your back and you get in like a hot bath, do you get heartburn?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think you live very long when your heart's not inside your body. I'm pretty sure those babies always die in the hospital within like hours when like the heart's on the outside.
God damn it.
The only way you'd be able to save them is if you could get some kind of surgery done to fix that.
Yeah, if you can get it back in fast enough. Yeah. Hearts aren't supposed to be exposed to the air.
Very few organs are work well on the outside of your body.
Oh, he got me as he was dying.
That's kind of badass.
Just chopped Leon right in half. So you can actually do this like stealthy too.
Yeah, just avoid him entirely, I assume.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I'll show you guys how I deal with them.
By shooting him in the face.
Not just that I'm shooting him in the face, but
Shooting him in the balls.
well, but also
The back balls. Oh, just grenade him while he's standing there. What the fuck?
Is he blind because of the light?
yeah, he's blind.
I got you.
Why was he glitching through the wall?
Check my email.
Okay.
All right. Oh, I thought he was dead.
Nope.
I will do that in a little while.
Damn.
God damn it. Fuck it with me.
Oh, I thought he got you.
Yeah, I thought you were down.
Now I assume you're down.
I think I got him again, too.
You guys are like
You gotta
fucking
back off a little bit.
You guys are fucking soul linked, I guess.
Alright, let me look.
So what else is new, Ulysses?
Trying to think. You heard about the counterattack in Ukraine, I assume?
Yeah.
How that really hasn't amounted to much yet.
No, I heard they took a couple farms. Apparently, Russia has mined the fuck out of everything, so they're...
Well, they've had a lot of time to repair.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is while they were squabbling over that city, and basically just both sides throwing men into the meat grinder,
Right.
the Russians were actually busy being sensible for once, and were like going full Kursk on the entirety of Ukraine, just like digging fortifications and shit.
It's been, what, a year and a half since this started?
Yeah.
That's about how long it takes Russia to pull its head out of its ass every time it gets involved in a war, so...
I mean, they were faster in the old days.
Yeah.
Not by much, mind you, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the mobilization for World War I was a disaster.
Yeah,
the mobilization
all
for
of World War I
II
was a disaster for Russia.
Yeah.
But they eventually figured out Finland after a few months of getting their asses handed to them.
Yeah. That was still fucking embarrassing, though. The sausage war was pretty brutal on the Russians. The Finns are great snipers.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. They had a few that had well over 100 kills.
And the other thing is that the Russians tried to get revenge on Finland towards the end of World War II, and the Finns managed to beat them again.
Yeah, I believe that.
And that was like the Red Army at its peak, right? But by then the Finns had sort of rearmed with a lot of German weapons and shit because they had been allied with the Nazis.
Yep.
And they were able to hold the Russians at bay to the point that the Russians eventually were willing to negotiate with them.
Yeah, the Finns don't talk too often about their alliance with the Nazis.
No.
I like to pretend that didn't happen. I mean, it was a sensible thing for Finland to do.
Right. I mean, it was
they were already fighting the Russians. You know?
They were caught between a rock and a hard place, right?
Right.
That said, they also condoned a lot of the Nazi shit that was going on in Russia, so
Right.
they don't get off the hook for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happened in a lot of Eastern Europe was the countries around the Soviet Union, and also some of the countries that were already trapped inside the Soviet Union. They hated the Russians plenty, so they were all in on the idea of like the racial inferiority of the Russians and the fact that they should be eliminated.
A lot of them didn't realize that the Germans wanted them dead too.
Yeah, they didn't understand what Lebensraum really meant. It meant all of Eastern Europe depopulated.
And then you also had countries like Romania, where they were sort of held hostage by the Nazis, where they didn't want to be in the Soviet Union because the Russians had done pretty horrible things there, but they also didn't want to oppose the Nazis because the Nazis just steamrolled their way through and were threatening to kill the entire population.
Yeah, right.
They didn't capitulate.
Well, and then they had the puppet governments installed and everything like that. Bulgaria was the same way. Hungary, like they all kind of had these.
And shit ended up hitting the fan for them anyway, because at the end of the war, the Nazis decided to actually do those massacres, like in Prague, and then the Soviet Union came in and was like, if you guys want to live, you're coming back with us.
Nice. That worked out, dude.
You should do more of that, because wow, that was effective. Damn. What a dumbass.
Well, I guess you couldn't see it, right?
Yeah, but you'd think, the fucking beep, beep, beep of a detonator is not the same as a person.
I don't know. It was like, oh, there's a beep, beep, beep over there. I gotta find out what's going on.
Yeah, maybe it's R2-D2 sneaked up on me.
I'm getting a page.
He has a pager. That's gold.
Yeah, that guy's got a fucking pager.
Well, he lives in a castle, so it's about the right time period.
Okay. Is it down this way?
Nobody uses pagers anymore, right? Because I knew doctors were using them for a long time after they were obsolete, but I think even doctors just use their cell phones now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think anybody does that shit anymore.
Yeah, that's outdated technology.
I mean, like, what could you possibly get out of a pager that a text message doesn't accomplish?
Nothing. All a pager tells you is, like, call this number, and then shows you the number.
Right, it's less information than a text message can convey.
Do you think anybody in the 90s, like, seriously thought pagers were the future?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think there were people that were convinced it was the future.
Well, it was like, I mean, it definitely made a difference because it was like, oh, if you had a landline, you had to be by the phone to know somebody was calling you. You could have the pager on you, and then it would tell you, hey, somebody's trying to get a hold of you, and then you could go to the phone. But, technology progressed pretty quickly from, that being helpful at all, like, because landlines became obsolete.
It is interesting to see, sort of misconceptions that people are going to have, because they didn't have any way they could have known better about how technology is going to be shaped in the future. It's sort of like all those old experiments in like the late 1800s with like flying machines and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Where they'd make this giant multi-winged like contraption with like fucking...
That flapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one of those weird things where they even got it to fly for a little while.
No, snake's over there, man. You looking for the deer?
Yeah.
I don't see a deer.
Snake.
I see the snake.
Yeah. Now you gotta get the
that's
deer
not
right.
right.
You gotta do it in the right order. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's bird, deer, snake.
Where's the deer at? Is it up on the ceiling or something?
Oh, you got the snake this time, I guess.
Yep.
Oh, there's several different snakes? This is confusing.
Is that the deer? That looks like the deer. Yep.
Cool. Oh, sick. Can we use that?
No, unfortunately.
It's been pre-bloodied.
Only a couple of uses for it.
Uh-huh.
That one's not even bloodied.
They're all slightly different. So, bloody sword goes there.
It's stabbing a dude. That makes sense.
I think rusted
That should be
sword.
rusted
Yeah.
because it's on a grave.
That one should be golden because it's being knighted.
Yeah.
And that one matches the armor. Yeah.
We can do puzzles.
That's right, bitch.
Now you're all set to play Myst.
Oh god, that's not even close to the fucking puzzle in Myst. Alex, did you ever play any of those old PC games like
Yes, I
that?
did. And you would find out.
I've got a notebook of shit written
Yeah.
down still.
You would find out that you couldn't solve the puzzle anymore because you had to do something specific, very specific, long ago in the game that you'd already missed the opportunity to do.
And in order to have done that thing, you have to have spotted one pixel that was different in a dark room.
Yeah.
Yeah, those old school puzzle adventure games are just not my thing because of that.
Yeah. But at least they were difficult.
Yeah.
There has become a lot of simplicity involved in puzzles in most games now.
That is very true.
Yeah, sometimes at times they're too easy.
I think that's silly. I mean, like, puzzle games aren't my thing, but I mean, there's a lot of people who like puzzle games, and I think there should be ones that are actually challenging for those people if they want them.
Trying to make fun of me?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 people here, and only one of them is a secret agent, so...
Yeah, shut the fuck up. That one?
Yeah, and then I'm sure you guys heard about that dam that blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know if I believe the Russians blew it up. Why would they want to cut off the water supply to their regions of Eastern Europe or Eastern Ukraine that they occupy?
It's hard to say. I mean, both sides could be motivated to do a false flag type thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's always possible it's to blame Ukraine for it, but that's really the only motivation that Russia would have to do that.
The Ukrainians claim they have, like a record of like a telephone conversation or radio conversation or something from Russians in the dam talking about blowing it up. But I don't know how believable that is.
I don't really believe anything they say.
Well, it's like now the Nord Stream thing has basically been acknowledged
It's
as...
the United States.
Wow, no, they claim it's just some random Ukrainians that just decide to rent a yacht, which
Right.
I find
Even though
hard
it's
to
definitely
believe.
the United
But
States.
Somebody was probably paying them.
but even Western media now kind of has disregarded the idea that Russia would blow up its own pipeline when they could just turn it off and then have it for later.
Well, it was already off, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So they already did what they could do.
Yeah, but I mean, if they won the war, it would still have value going forward.
Right. Well, especially because then Europe would even be more of their bitch going forward.
This a pain in the ass. Ah, goddammit.
Yeah, Europe sure has been making a lot of great strategic decisions lately.
Yeah, you do wonder about how serious the people that run some of these countries are. The Eastern Europeans seem to have a pretty good idea of, like, what's going on, at least.
Well, they kind of have to.
They've always been suspicious of Russia, though.
I mean, they've been caught between Western Europe, which doesn't really respect them, and then Russia, which wants them to be slaves. So they've had to be, like, had a much more defensive mindset for a long time.
But yeah, no, I mean, this situation in Ukraine has definitely raised the stature of Poland and the EU and countries like that, because it made Western Europe look pretty naive. Especially Germany.
Yeah, the Germans have been complete idiots for a while. I
don't understand how they managed to get themselves in the position they're in. Well, it's gotten so bad that almost the entirety of German heavy industry is moving to Louisiana now.
Jesus.
Like they don't have a choice. It's too unaffordable.
Do you think
to operate in Germany anymore? So
do you think they'll end up accidentally bringing back the toilet frogs with them?
Maybe.
They'll be infesting toilets in Germany.
Toilet frogs.
Yeah.
That could be, man.
I can see Germans getting pretty into toilet frogs.
I could be a new hobby over there, man. It'd be all the rage.
Toilet frog farming.
It's like, oh yeah, I raised frogs in my second bathroom. They feed on my
frog
shit.
wine.
Toilet frog wine. Oh no.
God. They eat the poo-poo.
And then you lick the toad. Nice of that guy to just stand there and take that.
Also nice of this guy not to notice.
Yeah, how would you not notice that?
It's because they're not supposed to activate until I jump down there.
Oh, I got you.
I don't know, I think these might be the special cultists.
It's like the Walmart breeder division.
Yeah.
I bought a little pie at Walmart.
Oh yeah?
It was not bad.
What kind of pie was it?
Quite the deal. It was a chocolate cream pie. Pretty good. Just a little mini pie, 75 cents.
Oh, it's not bad.
No. Say what you will about Walmart, man, but it is cheap.
That's why that's still around.
I bought a jar of generic peanut butter at Walmart. 32 ounces. Just gigantic jar. $6.
Not bad.
That's not bad.
Not bad, man. Not bad.
Yeah, good old big box mart.
16 ounces. 16 ounces of the Jif these days, man. That's like $6, $7.
Yeah, prices are still going up. It's funny.
Yeah,
I remember seeing all the media excitedly proclaiming that inflation only went up 4% in May.
Yeah, I don't like. One thing that pisses me off about the way that we talk about economics in this country is people act like, they'll be like, inflation is down. And it's like, well, you're right, but when you say it like that, it sounds like prices are going down. What you really mean is prices are going up a little more slowly. It's the same thing where they're like, when they talk about like anytime they do like they raise taxes or they cut spending or anything, it's like, we reduce the deficit. And it's like, okay, but when you say that, it sounds like you're saying we owe less money.
When in reality, we're gonna owe less money a month from now than we would have.
Yeah, it's like you reduce the amount of money we're going to be in the red.
Yeah.
We're not headed towards the black. It's still going down.
Yeah, I mean, our deficit is still like sky high. I mean, when was the last time it actually went down?
Dude, we're getting close to paying $1 trillion a year in interest.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
The entire budget of Social Security. Just in interest payments. That's when, like, We're about to be like
God
those
damn it.
people. We're about to be like those people who like rack up like $45,000 in debt on their credit cards, and then they spend their entire lives making like the minimum payment. That could be our country, dude.
I mean, I think we've barreled past that point. Like, we obviously
we're
don't.
like fully that guy.
Yeah, we don't. We obviously don't give a fuck about paying off our
Yeah, I
debts.
don't know, man. We got to start driving for Uber in the evening or something.
Yeah, but our version of Uber is going to be a fucking Predator drone.
That's true.
Instead of delivering groceries, we'll be delivering more bombs to all the third
Yeah, I
world
don't
children
know,
out
man.
there.
If the world's our client state autocracies around the world don't see the value of the U.S. military, things will get pretty bad for us.
Yeah.
We've been propped up by some pretty wealthy autocratic regimes around the world because of the power of the U.S. military and their desire to have that on their side. Look at the Saudis, man.
Yeah. It's not a good sign, man.
Nah.
It's also not gonna last.
Friendship with America ended. Now China is best friend.
Yeah, I mean, we better hope that A, the other countries don't get their shit together and actually make competent militaries, and B, that our reliance on our military doesn't take us down the same path that it did for, like, the Romans and shit.
Right.
Oh, it
With
will.
Praetorian guards and shit like that. Yeah, that'd be bad.
Civil wars between different factions of the military.
Oh, I definitely see that coming.
Generals with soldiers that are more loyal to them than the nation. Yeah, that's how you get. I mean, the one good thing is that in America, no generals pay their army personally.
Right.
That was the big problem in Rome. Was the government wouldn't pay the allegiance, so the generals had to do it out of their own pocket, which meant
They were
that
basically mercenaries.
yeah, well, and that the soldiers were dependent on the generals for their livelihoods, not the state.
Right. Which, yeah, you definitely...
If we do have that kind of thing here, it'll probably happen more subtly.
Yeah, for sure.
More through political indoctrination, probably.
down here.
Yeah, if the military becomes politicized, it'll look a lot different.
And it's not like politicians haven't tried to do that.
I'm not convinced that it's not, and we just don't have a clear picture yet.
Well, there's definitely a lot of rumors that there are elements within the military that are highly politicized. Not the whole thing, not necessarily the officers, but
I think
you know.
I think the civilian or the appointed leadership of the military probably is. 'Cause neither political party misses a chance to appoint their own
Where did you
loyalists.
come from?
That is true.
I mean, when's the last time like somebody was appointed to a cabinet position solely based on their experience or competence or
Never.
anything like that, or nominated for the Supreme Court, or like it's always about the how much they align with the administration.
Or how politically useful they are for, like,
Yeah.
getting somebody to vote for whoever next time.
Right. Like I still can't believe that Pete Buttigieg is the Secretary of Transportation. I don't have like anything really against Pete Buttigieg personally, but
Except
when
that
he
he doesn't
ran,
know how to fill potholes.
yeah, when he ran South Bend, Indiana, the nickname for him was Pothole Pete. Like they would call him Pothole Pete in the newspaper, and that was just like the knock against him was he couldn't repair the roads, and then we put him in charge of the nation's roads.
Fucking hell. Well, no wonder our nation's roads are such shit. They were shit before him, and they'll continue to be shit afterward.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny, given I think one of Biden's stated goals was infrastructure.
Yeah, well, he passed all that infrastructure money, but it was just kind of called infrastructure money. It was earmarked for other kind of things. It was just, it's easier to sell it as infrastructure than sell it as, like green energy policy and stuff.
Right.
So he was just like, yeah, we're going to fix the roads. And then in the bill, it was actually mostly money for building solar farms and shit like that.
Meanwhile, another bridge collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like to say that they're doing stuff it's gonna actually do infrastructure, but they don't really.
They pull what's popular, and people know the roads need to be fixed. So that's always a pretty popular thing. So they just name the bill that, so that everybody's like, "Yeah, I agree with the infrastructure bill." I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
But then it's never actually got the.
Well, and they spent a lot of time talking about human infrastructure because they put like healthcare spending and stuff in there, and that's.
We do need healthcare spending.
No, we do, but that's never what's in the bill.
There's no such thing as human infrastructure.
Well, no, maybe that'll be the future. Is we can use people
robotics.
We can use. We obviously we have robots doing the work for us, but then what do we do with the people? We pave the roads with people. That'll be your job. You'll be like highway fragment number 6,838.
X-Men. I don't know about that.
You'll be out on the I-94 every day, man.
That sounds gross. I don't know if I want to do that job.
No, I mean it won't be.
Well, I was thinking though, what couldn't human infrastructure be referred to as like if we ever got like cybernetic implants as like a common thing in your sci-fi world or whatever? Could that be referred to as human infrastructure?
Dude, what if in the future we're gonna have to rent out space in our bodies for like Wi-Fi receivers and shit? Yeah, for ads, but for like electronic components that are part of an electronic infrastructure. That'd be fun.
Fucked up.
Yeah, we'll definitely have
a crazy looking castle too, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how they had the money to make this place. Like, what the fuck? It comes out of the fucking goop.
In the original, there was a room that had a whole volcano in it. That's not in this one. That was something they left out of the remake.
I assume it wasn't a very big volcano.
No, it was pretty big. Huh. It was like a whole ass volcano.
You build a castle around it, or did they put the volcano in later?
The spatial.
The interior decorator comes in and is just like, a volcano would really brighten up the room.
The sense of space in the original did not make a ton of sense, in particular in the castle. That's actually one of the biggest things that this remake has changed, is that the castle has been completely restructured so that it makes like actual real sense within spatial reality.
Do you see that the spatial dimensions of the crashed UFOs that apparently the U.S. government has possession of?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh yeah, there's like government.
Are you not aware of how hard we're getting blue beamed right now?
No, they're going full on that. Like, let's fake the alien.
Are they actually saying they have crashed spaceships?
Oh, there's a whistle, a credible
dead bodies,
a credible
aliens and everything.
Yeah, like you're talking about military. But yeah, I don't believe it, but you're talking about like a credible witness from within the U.S. military that people are not challenging like his credibility whatsoever. It's getting run in like mainstream news and stuff now, talking about how do you know who Bob Lazar is?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what's being claimed now is that everything that Bob Lazar said was true. That the U.S. by people from the government that have real credibility. And that they're not being questioned, and it's not being challenged. Like the government basically is like tacitly acknowledging that they have these alien crafts and shit like that.
I'm gonna need to see pictures. I'm gonna need to see like a dead alien.
Whatever it is, it's all fake.
I know,
it's fucking bullshit.
But that's what propaganda is, right?
Right.
They want to have people think that there's an alien invasion so that it distracts them from something else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care how many people in the government say, yeah, we got a bunch of aliens in a bag out in the yard. I'm like, show me the fucking bag then.
What's interesting about it it is being taken seriously. Like Bob Lazar,
not by us, but by like the
right. I get it.
Yeah, but Bob Lazar was openly mocked for his entire life for saying that shit.
I don't think he still should be.
I do. I don't believe it. I don't think we have these crashed alien crafts and recovered alien bodies and shit like that. Time distortion or
Yeah, that's one of the things they were saying.
Yeah,
that's gibberish.
Time and spatial distortion. The whistleblower
said X-Files, like straight up.
Yeah, so this dude watched Arrival recently and was like,
I think someone from the government said, "Hey, we really need people to not pay attention to some of these corruption scandals.
Well, that's definitely true.
Go out there and talk about aliens."
That's definitely true, but
because this whistleblower said that their ships are like a TARDIS. It was like a small ship, and then I went inside, and it was like the size of a football field, and shit like that. I don't know.
Were the
But it
aliens
is
playing football in
interesting.
there?
What's up?
Were the aliens playing football in there?
Not from what I heard.
Oh.
I don't think so.
But I do find it just fascinating that we're at a point now where like
Infection getting
people
worse.
are being expected to take this shit seriously.
It's
Like, I've never seen like people at the level that are coming out now, like openly advocating for this UFO conspiracy shit.
Do you think we'll get like deep fake, like AI generated, like alien videos and shit?
Did I ever show you that thing they did in the Space
so.
Needle? The Space Needle?
Yeah, that
for like
crazy,
4th of
like,
July,
overlay.
like that AI holographic overlay type stuff that they can do.
Temperance, child.
I don't think he did. No.
Oh, that thing's crazy.
They can do some weird stuff. I saw a video in Dubai. They were opening a new tower or something like that, and they used the same technology to have like 15 orcas fly through the sky and shit like that, and it looked like real orcas flying through the sky. It was pretty convincing.
Cool.
So they could pull some alien shit, and a lot of people would probably fall for it.
Yeah.
Just straight up do the Independence Day thing.
They could.
They
Oh,
could,
that's the end
dude.
of the
I think
chapter.
they will. Like I said, I'm telling you, man. I think we're gonna. Yeah, it's just because that guy's like capable of taking over their bodies from a vast distance.
That's crazy.
Bruce, come in. Things went to shit. We took refuge inside the castle. I've just been separated from baby. Bruce, you're breaking up. Can you read me?
Nope. No service in the castle.
Somebody needed to get like a
dead zone.
Yeah, there needs to be like a router in here.
Honestly, though.
Throw up some cell towers or something. Should probably have a satellite phone, honestly.
Yeah.
You're a secret agent, the government can't toss you a satellite phone. They waste money on all sorts of shit. Why wouldn't they spend $20 a minute on a satellite phone?
Well, maybe he has one, but the signal can't get through the castle walls.
Suppose.
Dotting your eyes. That's the way to do it. Ruby's thank you. A deal well struck.
Let's see. I think we can put some. Yeah.
Alright, that looks like a decent chalice. I'm not upset with that.
Well,
Three blues?
What's up?
3 reds, 3 blues?
well, what are the different slots here? What is this thing anyway? It's a bangle.
Yeah, there's
Are
just
there
2
4
slots.
slots? 3 slots? 2?
There's 2.
Whoa. Well, you fucked it up, Sage.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
The yellow's worth more, I get it.
It's not about how it looks. It's about how much money I'm getting from it.
But you'd get more money if it didn't look like shit.
No, that's
bad-
not true. It's actually not true.
You're a poor jeweler, Sage. I would not buy your products.
That's fine. I'm not making a big effort into that.
I mean, who's buying these for more money, Sage? Let's be real here. If you went to do a jewelry shop and somebody had just fucking thrown a bunch of jewels on something, just wherever, like just super glued them there, would you go, man, this is worth $10,000?
No.
So who's buying it?
Messed up.
They're like worshipping the parasite.
Damn.
Well, everybody's got to worship something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
This place is probably exactly how Christians think atheists live.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I got him. Those priest guys can force the parasites to come out.
I mean, I do think this is what the fundamentalist Christians think happens when you read Harry Potter.
Do you remember
Play Dungeons
how
and
big
Dragons
of
or
a deal
something.
they made about that shit back in the day?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now it's like the complete opposite.
My grandma was upset that we read Harry Potter when we were kids. It's about witchcraft.
Well, it's just like all the Christians who thought that Doom was about summoning demons.
Yeah, when you're actually just murdering demons.
Yeah, if anything, it's pretty
It's like a-
anti-demon.
That game seems like it would be a pretty wholesome Christian pastime, but whatever.
Yeah, like you're the boogeyman to the demons.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
come on.
Especially since the Catholic Church said The Exorcist was one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
Like, you think they'd be like, oh, this is an accurate representation of hell, and the demons should be killed.
He shot me right in the ass.
Instead of acting like Demon PETA or something.
Demon Peter. God, that's probably going to be a thing soon.
Yeah.
PETA.
Well, you know, I mean,
Do you think PETA ever gets mad about furries?
I don't know, because I feel like
I
there's
would
probably
agree
some
with PETA
overlap.
if they did. It would be the one time.
For what, like cultural appropriation of animals or something?
I just think they're fucking weird.
No, I was talking about why PETA would be upset. I was going to
Yeah, I
say,
guess I don't know.
I think the overlap between PETA and the furry community probably isn't insignificant.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, I never liked PETA, so that doesn't bother me.
No, they both suck. I just thought, for a second, maybe I'd agree with them on one little thing.
I don't know. I agree with PETA on stuff. I think the animal testing is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, but then they go and they like poison
free the
animals that they
orcas.
think are aggressive.
Yeah, I think
They've made a habit
yeah.
out of doing
Right.
shit like that.
PETA is very ethically half-assed.
But I mean, I'm for the ethical treatment of animals. I just think
but they're not really.
No.
They just say that and then they poison dogs.
They say they care about animals for attention. I think mostly it
That's
seems
definitely
to
true.
attract a lot of narcissistic personalities.
That's very true.
Well, I mean, who would have thought the fucking sea kittens thing was a good idea?
The fish thing?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fish need to be rebranded. They don't have good enough marketing.
Yeah, fish. Seek. God, that was so stupid.
Well, I guess that's a criticism of the Little Mermaid remake, right? Is that the fish are too fish-like?
Well, it's because they're fucking super realistic looking fish.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that Aquafina rap yet?
No.
Please
Oh
don't
my
make me
god,
listen to
dude,
it.
it's so bad.
Oh, we should make Sage listen to it.
I'll have to
I
make
don't
you.
wanna.
You
I'll have
love
to make you
Aquafina's
listen to
music,
that.
dude.
Has she ever done music before?
Now.
She has now. Yeah, I think Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the song. So I'm kind of iffy on Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I loved him, but then after like 5 things, you start really noticing the pattern.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you only know how to do these like 5 things. It's great the first couple times,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Well,
It's like we were talking about Wes Anderson earlier.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if that's Disney telling them, you got to make it according to this formula because this is what we've determined is the most marketable.
that's possible. But I've got that feeling from just a lot of work.
He's got a style that, like, the first time you hear it, you're like, oh, this is
original
or whatever, and then you're like, okay, well, it's kind of charming in like its avoidance of like complicated rhyme scheme and stuff like that, and that kind of like those kind of unexpected non-rhymes and stuff like that. That can work sometimes, but it's like after a while you'd be like, it's kind of hacky. Like, like it doesn't.
You just hear it too many times.
I knew when I heard that Aquafina rap, I was like, damn, it sounds like Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote it. And then I found out that he did, and I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a very Batman Catwoman. That's actually one of the few things about the Resident Evil 6 that I do like, is that Chris is trying to kill her the entire game, and Leon's like, but hold on, Chris. I know, but like she's hot. It's literally just like Chris, just a very reasonable, motivation for why he wants to like take her out.
Right.
But Leon's like, but come on, man, I'm not.
I haven't fucked her yet.
Yeah,
You gotta wait.
hold on.
My balls, they're blue.
I mean, honestly, Leon's probably got the biggest blue balls in video games. He's been like 30 years on that.
Yeah. And my balls are blue.
God, everything's blue.
Da-boo-dee-da-boo-die.
That fucking song.
God, I do not like that song.
Live in a blue world. That's a lazy song.
It is.
It is a very There's too much blue.
Everything is blue for him.
I feel like that comes from an entire era of lazy music.
Yeah, well, kind of that early like techno. Yeah, yeah. That is what's that other one? Numa yee, Numa Numa. How's that shit go?
I know what you're talking about.
I do know the song, yeah. I couldn't fucking do the lyrics, though.
Numa,
If they're even lyrics.
Numa, I mean, they're not words.
Numa or something, I don't know.
Numa, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Europeans, man.
Let's see, there's one more. Where are you? None of yous, guys.
Yeah, I really feel like they just sort of let the fucking techno beat sort of fill in for any other musical ideas they might have had.
Do you know ABBA is the only group to ever win Eurovision to have any success afterwards, period.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
Sword and Shield, right?
So, yeah,
The Nighthead goes there.
No, I know, but there's also... see these two, because you can't tell which symbols they are. And then you flip them, that's another chest.
Oh, gotcha.
Huh. A little bit confusing, but okay.
Is there a sword on the other side of that shield?
There we go.
There we go, okay.
Yeah, because you can see what shape the little square versus hexagon type thing.
Yeah.
Alright. Need to find Ashley.
Hey, that rat's your friend. Running alongside you there.
The signal echo through the mountains, rocks become gravel, castle walls crumble. Behold, the crimson shade of the night sky, a river of tainted blood befouls the sea. Sacrifice your life in the blood of your enemy, atone for your ancient sins. Illuminados 3:2.
I don't remember that part of the Bible.
That is the Las Illuminados holy book.
Oh.
It's the cult that worships this parasite.
So basically it's the Book of Enoch.
Yeah, I suppose. Key. There we go.
The fuck? Okay.
And they like puppet these guys and make them like way fucking faster.
Damn.
Yeah, those bugs are super.
That dude needed to get a better pet.
Yeah. I actually probably am going to end up using the Magnum a little bit more here just because the castle is a bit tougher than the village was.
Right. Extravagant clock, huh?
Ooh, Blue Velvet, man. That's a good movie.
See, I don't have a big one to go on the bottom.
That Blue Velvet's such a fucking crazy movie, dude.
Wait, what's up?
Blue Velvet?
Oh,
That's
the
a
movie?
Dennis Hopper movie, yeah.
That's a weird movie.
That is a very weird movie.
That's David Lynch directed.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it's going to be weird. Is it as good as Red Velvet Cake, though?
I would say no.
Yeah, Red Velvet Cake is pretty good.
I like Red Velvet, man.
What about Red Velvet Mites?
What's Red Velvet Night?
Mites.
Like little mites.
Yeah,
But
like
they're
little-
red velvet flavored.
Well, there is actually a kind of velvet mite that is red. They're like,
Okay.
they're like these little tiny arachnid things. They're kind of soft and fuzzy.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody makes cakes out of them, but
Yeah, not yet. That shit's coming.
dude, these
It's gonna
crossbows
be
are
the only
kicking
cake
your
on the market pretty soon.
ass. Bug cake.
Made from real red velvet mites. It's the closest thing to chocolate you can eat with your social credits card.
Oh, you were expecting me.
Germany's already talking about limiting red meat intake.
Oh yeah, like rationing it.
Well, with the way the Chinese can do stuff like that because they can track your purchases and stuff through your credit card and everything like that. And basically, you would just your card would be declined and it'd be like, sure, you need to put that steak back. There's hummus in the refrigerated aisle.
Dude, I'm so not here for that.
Dude, that's probably just going to lead to more people like that cannibal, that they made a Rammstein song about.
Yeah,
Probably.
maybe, dude.
I mean, where else are you supposed to get meat, right?
Yeah.
He's got to go up on fucking German Craigslist and be like, hey, my larder's looking kind of empty. Anybody want to become a steak?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it results in a black market for meat. Pretty hard to stop people from doing what they want to do. That's been proved.
As we learned during Prohibition.
You know? Or by making anything illegal. It's not like there's no such thing as drugs or
people still murder each other
or anything like that.
You gotta have a balance where you have to have laws against the really bad shit, but you also gotta know like there are certain things you just probably is going to be more harmful to try to control them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and people have a right to do things that are bad for them.
Right.
You know, I think it was Thomas Paine who said that the only real form of freedom is choosing to do things that are bad for you. Like that's like everything else is just kind of the natural order of things. So
yeah, if it's good for you, it's not fun.
So you're telling me that the only way to be truly free is for me to become like a giant fat ass?
No, I mean I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that like that you should do a bunch of things that are bad for you or anything.
But
that you're just kind of following a natural order of things. Kind of following the natural order of things. To do the right thing every time, and that would be the expectation of of your government or your God or anything that you would consider to like if you didn't believe in free will, you know what I mean?
Right.
So then the only real expression of like that proves that you have free will is to choose to do something you know is not good for you.
Damn it. But you'll get Dooku all over your hands.
What a terrible name for a character.
Count
Yeah,
Dooku.
his parents, Lord and Lady Poopy.
Do you think that's better or worse than Kit Fisto?
Kit Fisto's pretty bad.
But which is worse, Count Dooku or Kit Fisto?
Count Dooku, honestly.
I think Count Dooku is dumber. I could hear Kit Fisto and be like, I don't know if that's exact. And I could hear it and go like, yeah, I don't know if that's exactly the name I heard. Maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe it wasn't quite that. But you say Count Dooku, and I'm
yeah. There's no room for doubt.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's our friend.
Nice.
How many orcs do they have here?
a few. He's also straight up fucking throwing rocks like the Beast Titan.
Alright. What is he turning them into shrapnel?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Nice.
He's straight up doing that.
Nice.
That wasn't in the original at all either.
I guess they watched Attack on Titan between now and then.
I feel like there's a distinct possibility.
Mind you, that's not the only place I've seen that kind of thing.
No, but it is probably one of the bigger recent ones.
Yeah. Especially like in like a major like pop culture sort of way.
Right. He's even doing the compacting thing right before he throws them.
Right. Nice.
Oh shit. Get back. Ah. You can just fuck right up. Right?
Do you think these dudes with torches are myth that they weren't given crossbows?
Probably, man.
Not even a flail, you know?
God fucking damn it.
So has this place never heard of guns? Like, they got a lot of crossbows. But I feel like, given the time period, there'd probably be a lot of ex-Soviet weapons lying around somewhere, you know?
Yeah, they're just
AKs.
real old school, I guess.
I guess the NRA doesn't have a lot of influence here.
No.
Nice. Do you think that, like, maybe there's, like, a medieval weapons equivalent to the NRA, you know? Like a fucking, like, National Halberd Society or something like that?
National Halberd Society, that's fucking great. Get back in there. Thank you for the health.
So are the snakes only in the boxes, or can they be in the bigger barrels too?
I don't think they can show up in the barrels.
Okay, because it would be funny if, like, the bigger the container was, the more snakes there were in there.
Snake!
It's like a fucking pinata full of snakes, you know?
That would be hilarious.
You know, I don't think I've ever actually seen that in media. Like,
Pinata full of snakes.
yeah. Like, I know that, like, there's those little cans, right, where you take the cap off and the snake comes, like, flying out, right?
Right.
But how much funnier would it be?
If there were just actually snakes in that?
Well, not only that, but if, like, you had, like, a bigger container where the snakes go in all directions, right?
Oh.
So, like, if you got, like, a pinata hanging up and somebody hits it, all the snakes just come out in all directions, just, like, you know, right in people's faces.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Nadia would hate you for that.
Not a fan of snakes?
Oh, no. This is like Indiana Jones level.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah. It's literally the why did it have to be snakes thing.
Yeah, but he really should have been afraid of was crystal skulls.
I am afraid of those crystal skulls. Now I'm afraid of the Dial of Destiny, though.
Oh god, that's gonna be so bad. The trailer was awful.
Yeah, well, and I've already heard, like, people talking that have seen it say that it is not particularly good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a doomed prospect from the outset, I think.
He's too old. He's too old.
They really, if they wanted to do like a passing of the torch sort of thing, they needed to do a more dignified version of that than action movie with him not knowing how to use a whip anymore because he's old. Because I mean that's in the trailer. Like that's what's going on apparently is him not knowing how to do things.
It. He's like, oh man, I feel like that used to be easier. It's like, yeah, we all feel that way. Used to be easier to watch. Like seriously, man, I am.
Yeah. And again, missed opportunity. I know we've discussed this, but like, why didn't they use the actor who was Short Round?
Yeah, dude, he just made his big comeback to Hollywood with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep. Like that dude's like an actual legit actor now. Like,
he's big. He's really big right now, and even before that movie came out, that was my thought was like, why don't you just get that guy?
Yeah. Just have Short Round all grown up. He's going to be the one who takes over.
Why wouldn't you do? I just don't.
That would
understand.
fit so much better. It would actually have like actual like emotional weight to it than whatever the fuck they're doing in this movie.
Yeah.
But he's dialing up Destiny, dude, on his jitterbug.
On his jitterbug.
It's got big buttons for old people.
Look at that!
Nice.
Yeah, right in the fucking face.
Fuck yeah.
That one even had the white paint on his mask, like the Saruman.
Like the fucking cave trolls and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Open for traffic.
Okay. Yeah, I did make sure I waited because I wanted you to see it get just shot in the face.
These cultists are kind of hilarious.
Or just like their groaning noise. Oh shit!
Yeah, they're weird gurgling and shit.
Oh god, I didn't see those guys right behind me. Running away? That's the one thing about this Magnum is that it is not accurate.
Hey, you got the infinite ammo version, so who cares?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wasting anything. Well, yeah, look at that.
It's like a fucking roots for a pot plant or some shit.
Yeah.
You're just seeing those, the Las Plagas.
Oh, your friend's not dead.
Not quite.
Hope you brought your Mithril chain shirt.
I think we're just more of acquaintances, man. I wouldn't call this guy my friend.
I think now it's down.
Well, I mean, maybe you need to get to know him a little better, you know?
Might fill you guys.
I don't know, man.
Could be a really nice guy, right? He just,
I bet his breath is
I think the idea that you can't judge a book by its cover is pretty stupid.
that depends on the cover, right?
Yeah, I know, but like some things, like
like that guy.
yeah, or just like I mean, think about like books, dude. If there's like there's like a naked guy on the front of the book, and you're like, well, you know, it could be about nuclear physics or something.
Well, is it a classy nuclear guy, like a naked guy, like a sculpture of like Michelangelo's David, or is it like, I don't know, just some fucking hairy dude with his dick in your face? Like,
like a fireman with his dick out and no shirt on or whatever. And
that sounds more like a calendar than a book.
Yeah, but you open okay, so you can judge a calendar by its cover.
Yeah,
You can judge a calendar.
absolutely.
You can absolutely judge a calendar.
That's fair.
I'm just saying, you open it up and you'll be like, oh, it's not about the French Revolution. It's gay porn.
But what if it's French Revolution themed gay porn?
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know.
Got to bring down the bourgeoisie.
And then it ends with the dude's dick getting chopped off in a guillotine.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that...
Is that porn anymore at that point? Like,
that's porn for somebody.
Yeah, some twisted fucks, man.
I mean...
They're like having... they're the guys who like getting stepped on and stuff. Like,
I bet there is some weird Cenobite porn out there.
Didn't some guy die because he wanted his dick to get run over by a car?
Yeah, he dug himself a hole.
Yeah, he didn't put a strong enough platform on top of it.
He was just like a thin fucking board.
Yeah, it was like a piece of plywood with a hole in it.
And he asked his wife to drive his car over him.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Yeah.
super smart, yeah.
Should have gotten plate metal or something with a hole in it. But I mean, why would you want your date to get run over by a car?
I don't know.
Sorry, I screwed up. Come to my rescue, Prince Charming.
I'll show you charming, pal.
Come on. I'm in the ballroom past the courtyard.
He's like, hey, I'm still trying to help you, jackass.
I mean, the way he speaks makes it so obvious that he's trying to entrap us. Why would you just...
No, he's not. There's no
not?
twist where he's like trying to fuck us over.
Okay.
He's like legitimately.
Okay.
You're just... Yeah,
I don't know, just stop saying it like that. He's like, don't be late to the dance. Like he knows some shit that we don't know.
I think you're just suspicious of European accents.
That,
I mean, he is a former Umbrella
though,
employee.
Actually, though.
His whole thing is that he just genuinely feels guilty about what Umbrella did, and so he's like actually trying to help us out of that sense of guilt.
Oh no, me and my cartoon accent must make up for our past grievances.
Or my name is not Zorro.
Does anybody in Spain actually talk like that?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's absolutely real.
It's actually
It's
not
accurate
an
accent.
impossible accent.
I'd say common even.
I know there's a lot of Germans who have pretty silly accents.
Oh,
Actually. Well, that sounded more Swedish.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds more Scandinavian. The Scandinavians are
goofy too.
The Scandinavians sound like Germans, but with some type of like rhythm or harmony or just like joy. Germans are just kind of deadpan.
Sometimes they get passionately animated about something.
Well, they can get angry.
I've heard some pretty goofy sounding Germans before.
I've heard some very goofy Germans.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you ever heard Christoph Waltz, when Christoph Waltz was on Conan and he was talking about, and Conan was like, you know, a lot of people have this stereotype of Germans that they don't have a sense of humor, and he's like, that's not a stereotype. He's Austrian.
That's not a stereotype.
That's not how you pet a dog, Sage.
Yeah, well, that's not how a dog says hi.
I just think you haven't spent enough time around dogs.
Oh, really?
But, like, have you ever watched, like, a panel show before? It's not a thing that they do in the U.S. Like, I don't think there's ever been one in the U.S., but it's big in the U.K.
Okay.
Where they get like 4 comedians together and there's like a host and they kind of do like quizzes and stuff like that. Like they ask questions or they give like stats and the comedians try to answer and be funny or whatever. Some of them are pretty good. Jimmy Carr hosted one. Stephen Fry hosted one forever. Like
okay.
But there's this one German comedian that shows up because a lot of it's just they recycle the same comedians across the circuit. Like a lot of the same comedians will show up on all the shows. But there's this one German comedian who shows up, and it's like, I don't know, man. He has never made me laugh. Like, not once.
Well, I guess that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, well, you know, every nationality excels in some areas and doesn't in others.
So you're saying Germans just are not...
They're not funny.
Yeah.
Oh shit, wait, did I go too far?
The only times where German humor works is like when you get a German who has like an extremely dry sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone who's just kind of more like, I don't know, sarcastic than they are consciously trying to tell jokes.
I did think that Look Who's Back movie was funny. Did you ever see that?
I did see that.
Where Hitler like comes back.
I have not seen this.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
Yeah, it's like actual Hitler like is like reborn in modern times.
Bad. He like goes on talk shows and stuff.
It's actually a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, it has a pretty solid moral at the end of it too. It's not just like a total comedy.
I mean,
it's not just doing it for like the shock value.
No,
yeah,
it's like
it was a fairly insightful movie too. I thought at the end, but yeah, it definitely had its moments.
It's kind of a surprising thing to get made in Germany.
Yeah, for how strict the laws are on any depictions of like Nazi era
honestly,
history and symbolism.
I'm surprised
and
they were even able to do that at all.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, the movie was really just a commentary on how absurd the Nazi ideology was.
Right.
And,
but I feel like that satire gets banned in like other examples.
Yeah.
In Germany all the time.
Yeah, that is
like the
true.
Wolfenstein games.
Yeah.
Censored. Like they don't.
The censorship for the Wolfenstein games was kind of hilarious because mostly like like there was only like one version of Wolfenstein that even came out, and it was for the fucking Super Nintendo. And what they did is they took all the swastikas out.
Yep.
They changed all the
They did it with the newer ones too, I think.
But you know what's funny is they were kind of lazy with it at the same time because Hitler's still in the game, but they shaved his mustache. Otherwise, he looks the same.
Huh.
They changed his name too.
I also think it's
They changed his name?
Yes.
I understand also the laws in Germany, and it'd be like if it was like celebrating Nazis, then it'd be like okay, but like the idea that it's like controversial to be murdering Nazis.
Yeah, right? Like,
For some reason, they also had to change all the dogs into giant rats.
Huh. Probably ruined the game for Sage.
well, I didn't have to play the German version, so.
We'll find the German version for you.
It's like, if it wasn't for America, we'd be murdering rats right now.
They also took all the blood effects out because, of course, they did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not uncommon in a lot of countries.
Yeah.
And in the U.S.,
Australia,
even the
Mortal
U.S.,
Kombat.
when things are targeted towards children.
Yeah, we get weirdly defensive about
Yeah,
that.
the motor oil or slime. It's the reason that Samurai Jack never fought people until the 5th season of that show when it came back. And like,
And how fucking badass was that 5th season?
hell yeah. Well, and I love the fact that they addressed that he'd never killed a person before.
Yeah, they like actually made that a part
how
of the
much
story.
it fucked him up.
God, what a great revival.
Oh, Tartakovsky, you know that Samurai Jack of all his projects was his baby, and how much he wanted to tie the bow on that thing at the end. And
I mean, did an amazing job.
Spent a decade planning it, to a T. Oh yeah, that 5th season, nothing in the first 4 seasons of that show comes close to the masterpiece that the 5th. And I love that show. That was my favorite show as a kid. But
Well, and it also just perfectly integrated like all of the stuff across those 4 seasons into the big battle at the end too.
Hell yeah,
Like it didn't leave anything on the table.
no, and it was so funny too. They stepped the humor up. That fight, the scat
robot that they
Yeah, that was so weird.
It was so funny.
No, that was gold, dude. That was absolute gold. Well, that show Primal he did after, that's over, I think, now.
Okay, I need to watch that.
2 seasons, not too long.
Yep.
And then he's got another new one called Unicorn Warriors Eternal. I am not watching.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a witch, a monk, and a
unicorn?
No, I actually don't really understand what the unicorn part of the title has to do with anything. And then there's like Merlin and like a steampunk robot as like.
All right. So, is it a Transformer?
No.
Well,
But
I mean, Transformers taught me that King Arthur and Merlin coexisted with the robot.
I know they did. But no, it's like it's like these. It's like a monk, a witch, and like a elf.
They walk into a bar?
Reincarnated, like, throughout different points in history. It looks like some Samurai Jack shit, where it's just mashing, like, a million different kinds of stories into one thing.
I mean, I do really like that about Samurai Jack.
Apparently he had, like, written this, like, back then, like, at the same time as Samurai Jack, and he'd been trying to get it made, like, all the way since the Cartoon Network days, and it just never really worked out.
Yeah. Is it on Adult Swim then?
Yeah, it's on Adult Swim.
I was gonna say.
I do think it's more kid friendly though.
Okay.
Like I don't think it's not as violent as like Primal was like hyper violent.
Right.
I think it's a bit more on the Samurai Jack like for kids end of things.
Yeah, because I feel like Cartoon Net, you can't do on Cartoon Network what they did on Cartoon Network when we were kids.
No,
because Cartoon Network
not.
really pushed what was acceptable.
Adventure Time got pretty dark.
Adventure Time
That was
definitely.
long after we were kids.
I think Adventure Time was definitely the last show to have the kind of scope given to it by Cartoon Network that it did.
I feel like animation in general, for kids, has gotten really tame compared to the way it used to be.
Well, remember, like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Remember how crazy that show got?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, that show got fucking wild, man.
Like that show had legitimate horror elements to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like undenied, not like for kids.
The
like
pedophile that looked like Gary Busey.
Yeah, the pedophile barber.
And then this can be used to travel back to the other area to explore more if you missed stuff.
Cool.
Or there was a really fucked up episode with like marionettes and shit like that. Or there's that Ramses mummy episode or whatever that people always remember just because of how fucking freaky that was.
Oh, you gotta put the heads on.
Yeah, we gotta collect the Chimera heads.
You gotta build somebody else's model for them.
Basically, that's half these games.
Yeah. Surprised there's not like a fucking like model train you gotta reassemble somewhere.
Still blows my mind that Ren and Stimpy was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, to be honest.
Because that show was justifiably in the category of like Family Guy or South Park. Like, I mean, that was a cartoon made for adults. Like, that was not a kid's cartoon. But I guess they also had Rocko's Modern Life, which wasn't like a really offensive show or anything, but was so like dry and kind of focused on the like dull kind of banalities of adult life that like it didn't really make sense for kids.
No, it doesn't feel like it fit.
It was really kind of more of like it was like kind of an animated Seinfeld. It's just like, what are kids taking away from this show? Like,
yeah, right. Like,
what of this do kids even understand?
It sounds like the sort of thing that would be on Adult Swim now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say entertainment landscape is in a very odd place right now. I feel like.
Well, definitely like cartoons made for kids these days on like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network are just kind of schizophrenic.
Yeah,
like they're just lol, random, don't make any sense.
Well, it's like that Centaur World show.
Yeah, Centaur World. I mean, Centaur World
where
is
all your friends are.
Centaur World was really. I mean, I think it's worse because it's executed so poorly.
Right.
But it's no different than Chowder or. I don't know any of these other shows.
I don't even know what the fuck Chowder is.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever kids are watching these days. But even the shows that were made for really young kids when we were growing up had like some real like
come on.
oh damn.
Oof.
Had some real inside jokes targeted at the parents watching with the kids.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Rugrats has some of the funniest jokes in it of any cartoon I've ever seen.
But at least that was like where like that shit made sense as like a hey adult. This is like a good show that like adults are going to watch with their kids, and they're not going to hate their kids for the shit that they're making.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if it's because of like a difference in how parents like sort of interact with kids' media. Because I feel like back in the day, it was probably more likely that like parents would watch shit with their kids.
Oh, and now they just set the iPad in front of them.
Yeah,
I suppose
That's true.
So there's not really a need to put in any adult jokes, which requires more work to do.
Yeah.
But you could just have some fucking obnoxious cartoon centaur bouncing around.
In that Rugrats movie, when Tommy's mom or whatever is going to have another kid and shit like that, and the grandparents are walking by, it's like, back in the old country, you had the baby in the field and you kept working.
God damn it.
Or there's the specific, which I don't remember from watching the show, but I've seen it tagged as like most inappropriate moments in kids cartoons or whatever, where the grandpa's like watching some weird alien porno while the kids like sneak away.
Like the kids don't even notice it, but they're just like leaving it.
Well, the grandpa like shows the cover and it's obviously some porn movie starring aliens.
Okay then. Well, it's probably still better than some of the kid shows that get made in places like the Czech Republic.
Like the dude with the giant dick that
I think that's
saves people with.
Well, that was in
you gotta
Denmark,
blame. I was gonna say you gotta blame that on the Scandinavians.
Okay,
they're the ones who get up to that weird shit.
Well, actually, I was just seeing a thing about this god awful kids movie in the Czech Republic. What was it called? Like Goat movie or some shit like that. I don't know, but
Is that the name of the movie? It was called Goat Movie?
something like that. Yeah, but
Probably sounds better.
There
in
you are,
Czech.
you bitch.
But so this movie is about this dude and his goat, and it's implied that he's fucking the goat.
Okay.
And the goat wants to marry him, but is disappointed because he doesn't want to marry it.
I don't like this.
And
Okay, come on, man. We can't normalize bestiality. Okay, I'm out on that.
and then the main female character has like the biggest cartoon tits and ass ever.
Okay.
And I think her name translated from Czech is basically slang for thick.
Okay.
And there's like constant like jokes of like alcoholism and sex and shit. And this was made for kids in like 2007 or some shit.
That's weird.
That is weird.
It was apparently trying to ape the success of Shrek. And it was a big deal over there
but
because
Shrek never fucked Donkey the whole movie, man. Not one time, man.
No, yeah, that never happened.
Unless Donkey was making waffles in the morning, you know.
Maybe that's what making waffles means.
I was just thinking, like,
And in the morning,
you know,
I'm
and-
making waffles.
I don't know. You always in movies, it's always like, you know, the girl wakes up early in the morning to make breakfast because it was so good or whatever.
Right.
I'm making waffles.
But yeah, this is apparently like a big deal in the Czech Republic because it was like the first like 3D animated feature length movie or some shit
Okay.
that they had over there. I'll show you guys the review I saw of it because
Okay.
it's pretty nuts.
Was it also just kind of depressing?
It was
Like
hideous, is
most
what it
Eastern
was.
European entertainment.
No, it was like the
Okay.
ugliest fucking animation you've ever seen. Like the animation work is like it's done professionally, but they made the ugliest possible character designs.
Really?
Yeah, like
Horrible CG animation.
dude, it looks awful. Like I can't even describe to you how like hideous it is. It's like looking at fucking Medusa and turning to stone. That's what it's like.
Jesus.
Yikes.
So,
A little more precise for this.
Who farted down here?
I don't know, somebody.
God, the hovering farts that just lingered.
Fill up a room.
I bet there's a lot of that at the Antique Roadshow.
Yeah, I still, that is one of the more interesting, ideas we've come up with on this stream.
Eating ass at the Antiques Roadshow. Yeah, of all the things to become a running joke, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I
just the absurdity of it, though. Like, could you imagine them pulling out one of those, like, eyeglasses? Those, like, the single, like, magnifiers or whatever?
Like holding it up to your ass?
Yeah.
And I can parry the fucking...
Do you get bonus points if your ass is an antique?
Maybe.
Like if you're really old or some shit?
And it's like, you can tell if this ass is authentic by the number of creases.
Oh, God. It's like the rings in a tree.
just like there should be exactly 17. I count. There's only 14. I think this might be a counterfeit butthole.
That's beautiful.
It's okay. Just stay safe.
Yeah, she's actually helping. Let her help. She's not fucking useless this time.
Yeah, I found a whole channel of just the worst fucking animation movies ever that this dude reviews,
God.
and dude, I have seen some hideous shit. I gotta show you.
I've seen a few of the animated movies to come out of India.
Ooh, yeah, those are bad. But
those are visually awful. Like those are hard to look at. Like the shitty CGI.
Mm-hmm. But I got some for you that are fucking 90s Christian kids show.
Oh, God.
Hideous. They gotta be seen to be believed, really.
Yeah. Yuck. Bad animation, man, is really difficult to look at.
Especially when it's from that weird early 90s Uncanny Valley kind of period where they didn't know how to make things look in 3D.
That were all early CG.
Oh yeah, like Beast Wars.
Yeah, Beast Wars does not hold up.
Under deadly underhanded sneak attack. I like you, pussycat. Beast Wars is ridiculous, dude. Find some more shit to throw. Come on.
What the hell kind of armor are these dudes wearing that's proof against modern guns?
Well, I don't even know if it's... I mean, I guess that it does look like they're bouncing off, but I think the intention is less that they're bulletproof and more just that the parasite's the only thing that you are actually...
Oh, okay.
that's actually hurting it. And
how do they teach these tapeworms to inhabit a suit of armor?
I have no clue. That's a great question. Just seems like they kind of started doing it.
All right.
The mutations in Resident Evil have never made a whole hell of a lot of sense.
Hey, more centaurs.
Oh God, no!
Are all our friends in there, Sage?
It seems like it.
Let's go meet our new friends, girl.
All your new friends are, girl.
Are the centaurs going to start twerking?
Okay.
They better not.
You did grab its ass.
That's true.
I've had enough of twerking centaurs for the rest of my entire goddamn
Are you
life.
sure, man?
Yes.
We only watched the first 10 minutes of that.
Yeah, we didn't even
episode.
see the whole first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think I can handle more. I really genuinely don't think I
It
can.
had an 8.5 on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics
Yeah,
score.
man. People like it, so you should like it. That's how that works.
Those critics are experts. Sage.
Yeah, man, they're never wrong.
Never, dude. You can always trust the Rotten Tomatoes critic score, even when it's 50 points off the audience score.
Yeah.
No. I have to match. Yeah, that one's
The fuck is that? Is that chick eating?
You gotta move the plates
Oh,
around.
I think that's just the napkin.
Why would you waste your time turning your napkin into an ice cream cone when you don't have even
I don't know.
when you don't even have any ice cream?
I think it's an Austrian style that was like developed for the Habsburgs or something. But there are like different royal houses and stuff would have different styles that their napkins would be folded in, and it was like you were supposed to be really impressed by the house napkin folding style.
What an absolute waste of time.
Here, I'll see if
It's
I can.
definitely accurate to.
They wouldn't even like turn them into like cool like origami shapes or anything. Just like make it into a weird bouquet pile, and just be like, "Yeah, you gotta be impressed. I made all my servants do this for days."
I mean, basically, yeah. Oh wait, no! Don't sit there. No, sit here. Sorry. I'm being confusing.
At least the bread looks good.
Yeah, why does the bread look good, right? Oh, wait, no, she's got bread in front of her. That's not right.
So you got to match the two seats.
Yeah, I think... Oh, okay, I think this one is... Yeah. And then ring those specific bells. Yeah.
Okay. Also get out a couple of snakes.
Yeah, see, that's the Austrian imperial napkin fold.
It looks like
Looks
a
like
dick and
so-
balls.
I was going to say, it looks like you can put your dick in it.
Wow, it's very fancy.
Well, that way, you know, you wouldn't have to clean up afterward, right?
It's true. All right, last one.
Isn't the snake supposed to go on the tail?
In theory, but...
I've seen so many different chimeras. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, that's... Yeah. Uh-oh.
They're not wearing shoes.
Yeah, they don't have shoes on in this nice castle.
Oh shit!
They're tracking their dirty fucking cultist feet all over the rugs. Centerbite cage match. He really is going full John Wick.
He really is. I love how much of a badass they made him in this game.
Fuck yeah!
I mean, shit, they might as well just have John Wick fighting fucking parasites in the next movie, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, the John Wick movies have gotten to the point of being absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, they've jumped the shark, so...
I think the first two are don't really have that issue, but then it's the third one. There's a point where he falls off like a building and like lands directly on his spine on a metal fire escape after falling like 2 stories, and he just gets up.
Pulls a Black Widow.
Yeah. See,
I'm
that's
just
not
like-
that's not possible. I watched a video of a guy
I'm gonna
jumping
run to
one.
the bathroom real
Sure.
quick since
Alright.
we got to a new section.
Sure.
I watched a video of a guy who was shoplifting from the Apple store or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and he was on the second floor of a mall, and he jumped over the railing.
Uh-huh.
Only one
Ooh.
floor, but like 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it broke his leg.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yep.
People cannot take that much of a fall.
He just kind of tried to crawl away. And
Was he still trying to get away with his stolen goods?
Yes. Well, I think he was just trying to get away. I don't know if he was too
Okay.
focused on his goods at that point, but yeah, he was not moving.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time, man.
No.
And it's lucky he didn't land on his back, or he'd probably be paralyzed.
Or his head.
Yeah, or his
Yeah.
neck.
Yep. Any number of things.
Yeah, the human body really isn't meant to survive for a fall of any kind.
No.
Do you think chimps have that issue? Because I mean, they live in trees and shit. So like, if they fall from 10 feet up, are they fine?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Slightly less white looking on there.
Yeah, my forehead's pretty shiny right now.
You look like a
at some
Star
point,
Trek alien.
I'll get the blackout curtains for that window at some
Gotcha.
point. We'll stop having that problem. Ugh. Okay.
He really does look like a Star Trek alien.
Kinda,
I think even... I mean, you can't see my eyes.
yeah. Yeah, you look the whitest, but
Yeah, you look like a ghost.
I look like, maybe I look kind of like Vision or something. I've got
Oh,
that
there you
like
go.
white dot, like the light right on my forehead.
The Mind Stone up there.
Yeah, I don't get any cool lighting effects. It's just bright.
Yep.
Oh, hey, can we wear one of these? We could be like a furry.
Why would we want to be? Now, this section is supposed to be a lot longer, but I know what the answer to this is already.
Oh, so you're just gonna skip it?
Yeah, we're just gonna.
This is more like a puzzle stealth section, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
1109, not 911.
Is that not what it was?
Oh no!
Do you think they'll ever have 912? You know how there was an there's an Ocean's 11. You think we'll get a 912? And then they did Ocean's 12.
Probably. I bet the time is different because it's a different difficulty. I'm just looking this up.
All right.
I don't.
You don't want to do all this, whatever this is.
Yeah, it's just. Well, not that it's bad. I just,
You have a timetable you want to fill, and this is the way to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're cheating. We're blatantly cheating.
Yeah. Well, I don't care.
But Sage, what if people watch your videos in order to find a walkthrough of how to get through the game quickly? They're depending on you as a source of authority. And now you're just, you're shirking.
Is that...
And where are those people supposed to go now?
So it does say it's the same. Is that really not working?
Does it require you to find the shit before it activates?
No, it shouldn't.
Well, I'm sure it didn't in the original, but have you skipped it in this?
No, okay. This is my fourth playthrough.
Right.
Of this remake.
Well, I don't know if you skipped this part in the other playthroughs. So.
Right. Well, at least I did the first time.
Okay.
Or not the first time, but the second and third times I did. I don't know why that's not working.
You sure you don't gotta press a button or something first?
Yeah, I'm positive. I'm pretty... Oh, wait, no, hold on. Okay.
What's
I think
up?
the one I just had just didn't account for the different difficulties.
It changes depending on what difficulty it's on?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to do. So for each difficulty, it's a different time.
Yeah, it's 11:04 if you're playing on normal.
I've never seen that in a game before.
Oh, old survival horror games used to do that constantly.
All right.
All the old Silent Hill games have have two separate difficulty selections, like a combat one and a puzzle one.
Yeah.
And the puzzle one, of course, changes every solution.
But I will say, when I play games, I usually kind of stick to one difficulty, right?
Sure.
I usually just go for hard right out the bat or whatever. Unless I know it's a game that's going to be filled with bullshit, I don't think it's normal. Oh shit, it's turning into the time machine.
Oh god.
You gotta turn it faster and faster until the moon hits the earth.
The moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
That was so fucking dumb in that movie where that apparently happens and then, everybody just sort of shrugs it off.
There we go.
It's too bad you can't just put on that
So there's a little umbrella thing on that.
It's too bad you can't put on that suit of armor.
Right? That would be nice. Yeah, there's a whole little section kind of leading up to this where you have to find the time for the clock written down somewhere.
Okay. With the hairstyle and the color of her coat or whatever those is giving me Scooby-Doo vibes.
Honestly, with Resident Evil 4, that's not entirely inaccurate.
Oh, that's cool.
That's that same fire she was throwing off the balcony.
Right. Momentarily paralyzes them.
For a little bit, yeah.
You threw somebody off balcony?
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. You want to see?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Alright, now we have to ring all four of these bells and not get hit by...
You gotta get somebody's bell rung?
Ring my bell.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty obvious statement. Are you playing as her now?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
After Leon's trapped in that cage, so.
Oh, okay.
No, we have to.
Just say I was done.
And every one of these you ring, it brings a couple of the suits to life. Oh, shit.
Gotcha.
You get to run right into them, too.
Yeah, we have to.
Understatement of the year.
Oh,
So you gotta do them in order, or you just gotta do all
You
of
just
them?
gotta do them. You can do that.
Well, there's a spear in there you could use. At least they're all kind enough to line up.
Right.
Quick, grab a pole arm.
Ugh. Well, and now that they'll all freeze in the doorway.
Because of the fire.
Yeah.
It's almost musical there for a second.
Do.
Yeah, we should do like a Parasite symphony, you know?
Parasite something. That's good.
Like a parasite piano.
Yeah.
You just... Every key smashes a different parasite. Sun and moon.
What the fuck is up with all these weird half moons and shit?
Just more weird, esoteric Resident Evil puzzles that don't make
Can
any
you
sense
imagine
in
being the
logical
architect?
reality.
Can you imagine being the architect who has to do this shit?
Well, they talk about, they even make a joke in the in 7 about how the Baker house was made by the same guy who built the mansion from the original game, and it's like a joke about how, like, man, what the fuck is this guy like?
The house must be strange.
All the lights just went out in there, and then we don't have a lantern anymore.
Uh-oh.
And we don't run very well.
She's not.
Are they
no.
they're not gonna wake up when you go past them, though, right?
Well, these ones won't because they're
Yeah.
close enough to the.
Torches.
Yeah.
Some of them haven't walked up there, though, yet.
Yeah.
She has that horror movie, like, run.
She does have the horror movie. But
She
she's also
crawls
like a 20,
She crawls like shit.
Yeah, she does.
20-year-old college student. Like, she's. I don't know.
I don't know, a lot of college students jog.
That's true. Not her.
I know. She literally learned to run by watching Jason movies.
You'd think you'd learn to run better by watching Jason movies, right? Like, that would be.
Yeah, that should be a negative example.
Just sitting there for notebook on, okay, so this is the part where you're supposed to trip over the stick.
That's the Jim Cramer of running right there. You're supposed to do exactly the opposite of that. Ulysses, did I ever show you that compilation of all the times that he's been wrong?
I
Just
think
every time he
so,
said
yeah.
something.
So funny. It's like, don't bet against Bear Stearns.
Yeah, I remember that. That dude has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh, absolutely fucking none, dude.
Well, he was he endorsed both of those. He endorsed Silicon Valley Bank and that Signature Bank both before. He's like, I love Signature Bank. That's my stock right now.
Didn't you tell me that there's an entire, like, subreddit dedicated to, like, whatever he says, do the opposite of it?
Not only that, there is literally an inverse Kramer index fund on the stock market that you can buy shares in, and they just bet on all the companies he says are going to fail, and then bet against all the companies he says are going to
And people
succeed.
do pretty well.
Oh, it outperforms the rest of the stock market. Like,
How the fuck does this dude still have a
I
job?
don't know.
Maybe because those people are making money.
guess,
they
yeah.
bet against them.
Well, I do. I can't. I mean, like, this is just like conjecture and conspiracy on my part, but I do think that the TV, like the retail, like the business channels that are designed for like the general public, that they do sometimes try to pump stocks that are garbage,
Sure.
that rich institutional investors want to get out of, and if they can get retail to go in, they can dump their shitty bags on those people without losing money.
That's
Right.
pretty plausible.
I think that's what I think he does. I don't know that for sure. He might just be a complete moron, but it's hard to imagine
Oh,
be
it's
wrong
so
that
sad.
many times.
Xenomorph butlers.
Okay. That's
The Verdugo. You'll get to see what they actually look like.
okay.
Today, actually. Yeah, we'll get to that today.
I feel like xenomorphs would make poor butlers.
You would think so, yeah. They don't seem like they'd be great butlers.
Always drooling acid all over the food and they bring it
Right. Man, who wants that unsightly tongue with a mouth? Just having
Second mouth coming out.
Yeah. I don't know. That's not what I would want.
there's a
I wouldn't want my guests to see
No,
that.
there are real eels that do that.
Yeah, the tongue replacement. Yeah.
No, not tongue replacement. Having a second mouth.
Oh, I had
that,
a second. Oh, I didn't know
comes out
that.
from
Interesting.
inside
Okay,
of
I
your
thought you were
throat.
talking about those tongue replacement
No,
parasites.
Those isopods.
That's a different
Isopods,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, here's your favorite guy.
But
Wait, what?
My little helper.
Who she's talking to.
Quite to the commotion.
Yeah, dude. It's Carmen San Diego.
She does need the hat.
Where in the world are you?
You can tell. You can
Yeah,
tell who
yeah,
she's talking
yeah.
to, though.
I'm gonna figure out how to spell this word and figure it out.
He's so... Albert Wesker is so fucking over the top.
That's why I love him.
We do need... That's why I do think they need to do remakes of the first game and Code Veronica before they do the fifth game. Because, Alex, for example...
He's gonna have no
You
idea
have
what
no
the fuck.
fucking idea who Albert Wesker is going into
right.
the fifth game, which is the climax of him being the bad guy.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And the shit he does towards the end of that game is gonna make no sense. I mean, it didn't make sense the first time I saw it, but
That's fair. God damn it, Ada.
Same as ever.
Did you hear that there's a leak in the ocean?
Wait, what?
There's a leak in the ocean off the coast of Oregon.
Flooding the core, or what?
It's
What does
actually
that mean?
leaking out of the. It's like the ocean has a leak that's it's causing more water to come out
From where?
from somewhere within the Earth's crust.
Okay.
It's theorized that
So there's
Got
a
bugs now.
it has been theorized and described to be what was it? Continental lube.
Oh, okay. So it's what makes it possible for the continents to drift and shift and the tectonic plates and stuff. Or?
Yeah, it's like lubricant for the tectonic plates.
Yeah.
So what? If it leaks too much, are they going to
You
dry
need a
dock?
little
Yeah.
lotion for the motion. Man.
Lotion for the motion. That's great.
That's solid. So hold up, what's with these bugs? Do we have to eat them?
Just another, example of the Plagas getting into some life form and mutating it. Well, we're going to start to read a little bit more about how they found this shit in the first place coming up here.
But imagine how much meat you could get off a bug that size.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
You could feed a
I don't
family of
call
4
that.
for a week.
I don't call that meat.
No, what do you call it?
I don't know, man.
2 years since my awakening,
goop.
Goop.
Master Ramon has bestowed upon me a truly righteous undertaking to improve the flaws of our human form. It's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Seek perfection as observed in our anthropodal siblings. To this cause I shall willingly devote my life.
Trying to turn people into bugs.
Is that the next step after eating bugs?
Being bugs. My efforts to transfuse the
You
black
already-
liquid into the body are at the
Bumpkin.
precipice of success. The womb is the key. The pure soul proves to be a highly malleable and adaptive subject.
Oh, so they're turning fetuses into bugs.
I've named these sacred larvae carried in the wombs of the chosen U2 after my U2. Like the band. They shall carry the prestige of my family name as if I had spun them of my own flesh. The U2 are now close to the size of adult humans. They continue to feed and multiply. Successfully created a new species. Recognize my efforts and bless me with his praise. He has taken you two, calling them Navistador, meaning the unseen. I have been told that His Holiness, Lord Sadler himself, has also expressed pleasure with my work. What an extraordinary honor this is. I can hardly see the tip of my quill through my tears of joy.
Okay, then.
And the guy that wrote that is the guy that was the Xenomorph Butler. So
Okay.
he became like an even more evolved version of the bug thing after he made these things.
Gotcha.
Would you want to be a bug?
No.
But I mean, you could like.
I've seen The Fly, man.
Yeah, that's not a fun time.
Well, I mean, you get to fly around. You get multiple eyes.
Oh god, that's what's been pissing me off, man.
Having multiple eyes.
Yeah, that's been pissing you off.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like I don't already have multiple eyes. Like, I have two.
Right, but like more than that.
That's
though.
plural. Eyes.
I mean, I
An
just
eye.
assumed we were talking about more than two because
Yeah.
if it was
Yeah.
a benefit of being the fly, I feel like.
Yeah. But I do have monocular vision, though, so it'd be good to have another functional eye.
Oh yeah, you've got like one eye that's like really, really good, and then one that sucks.
Yeah,
right?
I got like 20/10 in my right eye, but I got like 20/80 in the left eye.
Interesting.
My left eye never hit puberty. It's my understanding. But when I went to the optometrist, he was like, at this point, even if we got you glasses, your right eye would probably, I mean, he didn't say it this way, but would be like, fuck it. Like,
Like you think that Louis C.K. did when he was talking about the doctor, talking about his grandma, and he's like, I swear, he stopped himself, but he almost said she's probably got a bunch of tumors in her fucking head.
But, yeah, no, he's just like, your right eye would be like, I've been doing all the work this long, not ready for this incompetent, you know, to try to use these corrective lenses. Like, we're just gonna...
Well, because your eyes get worse over time from wearing glasses.
Right.
So if one eye is fine,
Yeah.
you're going to end up screwing up the eye that
Yeah,
does
well,
work.
I think they would have just put a just glass lens, like not a magnifying lens, like a
Oh,
totally
sure, one that
transparent
can
lens into
naturally-
one.
Right.
But it was just like your right eye would just continue to do all the heavy lifting on seeing, even if we got the lenses to the point where you had 20/20 vision in your left eye. Like your right eye would just be like, okay, well, I'm the dominant eye, so.
Well, what you gotta do is you
fucks
gotta,
the other eye.
what you gotta do is you gotta get like a monocle in your shitty eye, and then like wear
Yeah,
an
but
eye patch
insurance
over the
wouldn't
other
cover
one.
it, dude.
Oh, insurance won't cover monocles?
Yeah,
That's
when,
bullshit.
Yeah, when my mom
What
brought
if you
me into
wanted
the
to dress up like
optometrist
the
for the
Monopoly
first
guy?
time
Yeah.
as a kid, they told me, yeah, they're like, your left eye's bad. And I was like, well, can I get a monocle? And they're like, insurance doesn't cover that.
That's fucking stupid.
I mean, you could probably afford to buy a monocle.
I could probably buy my
now.
own monocle.
Alex, you should do that.
Yeah, get a monocle.
Yeah, you
Get like
should
a
be
top
like
hat.
a
You
new
could have a
Marine.
peanut.
Do they make monocles where you don't have to just squint all the time to keep it in, though? I'm not doing that.
I don't know.
Just use some
Maybe.
tape.
I don't know. People would just assume I was a hipster. like even if I was like, no, it's prescription, it's required, they'd be like, I don't know, man. You kind of look.
Well, you gotta dress up like a steampunk like cosplayer at
Oh
all
my
times.
god, I'm not doing that shit. I mean, oh no, I forgot my bowler hat at home.
Well, what if you get like you make it look like a cyborg guy, so you could tell people you lost your eye and you got a replacement.
Yeah, dude, I could get a handlebar mustache and look like that pedophile from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, man.
Oh goddamn!
That's a weird movie, man.
It is a weird movie.
That's a very weird movie where he's like, he wants to kidnap the kids and he never fully explains what he wants to do to those kids. And you're like, why are you trying to kidnap these kids? Weird handlebar mustache, man.
Yeah, the handlebar mustache is not doing him any favors.
No.
It's not about the handlebar mustache, it's about the implication.
It's about the implication of the handlebar
Yeah,
mustache.
yeah. Well, what if you just get like a bunch of crap smeared over your face and you can pretend like you're 7 of 9, you know?
There you go.
Oh, sure. I can put crap on my face.
Yeah, don't you want to be 7 of 9?
Yeah, dude.
Everybody had the hots for her back in the 90s, right?
Yeah, I don't know why, but...
Because she had big
How
tits.
much of that
Yeah.
show have you seen, Alex? Because I know you've watched a lot of Star Trek because you're
I have watched quite a bit of Star Trek with my dad. Of Deep Space Nine? Or which one?
No,
was
Seven of Nine.
That was, she was on Voyager.
Yeah, that was Voyager.
Okay, so Voyager is, they all kind of blur together for me. That's the one
Voyager
with
was the
Scott
female
Bakula.
captain.
That's got
The only one with the female captain, I think.
I've seen like a little bit of Voyager. I've seen a lot of.
Did you see the one where they become lizards?
No.
And the captain and some other dude like spawn an entire race of lizard people.
Which one's
on a
got Scott
planet.
Bakula in it?
That was Enterprise, wasn't it?
Okay, I've seen a lot of Enterprise and I've seen a
hell.
lot of Deep Space Nine. I don't think I've seen a lot of Voyager.
Okay.
It's not like I try to watch these
Right.
shows. So I never watched them. I never watched them like,
Intentionally.
and I'm never engrossed
Yeah.
or like. It's kind of like Boba Fett. Like I already know Boba Fett sucked, and I saw a lot of dumb shit in Boba Fett, but I also didn't spend a lot of time paying attention to the story in Boba Fett. I was just like, wow, this is trash.
That shit was truly horrendous, dude. Like, I can't
even my dad was like,
Oh, even he was like,
he was like, this is
yeah.
stupid. My dad likes some really bad sci-fi, and even he was like, no.
That does say a lot.
I've actually never seen that much Voyager or Deep Space Nine myself. Just 'cause
Deep Space Nine is weird.
it looks pretty unwatchable to me.
It's pretty. I've heard
Well, it
Star
takes a
Trek
lot of
fans say it gets really good after season 3. I'm like, I'm not fucking watching 2. 3
Well, especially like the
of it
little
first.
bits we've seen of the seasons 1 through 3 are pretty bad.
Dude, that episode where they all have space evasion.
That's hilarious.
That might be my favorite Star Trek episode, period. I mean, to be honest.
But no, I don't know. Well, Star Trek fans, like the old school Trekkies, they talk about
two of these guys.
all the shows, and about how over time they grow a beard, which is like eventually like they've been on long enough and they kind of find a rhythm and they figure shit out. But that they always kind of start out kind of shitty and
Is
awkward.
that a reference to how the one dude in Next Generation didn't have a beard at the beginning of the show, and the show sucked, and then he grew a beard when the show got better?
That's probably what that probably is.
I mean, is that the idea? Is that it's literally when the actors grow beards that the shows finally get good?
No, but I'm sure what Ulysses is saying is why that term came about. But it's just the idea that that they have to like get in the groove, and it takes a few seasons for the show to figure out kind of its identity and stuff like that.
Right. I like that dude's helmet.
But that's what a lot of the Trekkies complain about the new Star Trek stuff, is that they're on for like a couple seasons and then they get canceled or whatever, and they don't have time to kind of grow into their own element.
Well, how long does that take, though? I mean,
A few seasons. But like those shows used to be on for like 8 or 9 seasons, you know. So
they were also like 24 episode seasons back then, weren't they?
yeah, for syndication.
Yeah.
Well, the way TV really used to work was, how many episodes did you need to get syndicated, Sage? Like 72 or something? Because 72
It was
is
typically-
24,
I think it was
24
over
times
100.
3. Is it over 100?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was like 5 seasons worth of like.
Yeah, I
22
just know
episodes.
one of the reasons that shows had so many episodes a season was that they wanted to get to syndication as quickly as possible, because that's where the real money was the local channels paying for the rights to show your show. And that really changed over time as like the local TV just died, you know.
Yeah, that definitely.
But that's like, I mean, that's like where Seinfeld made its money, and that's like where Simpsons made its money. Is they had enough episodes eventually to get to syndication, and then they would just license it out to the local TV channels.
And now there's Infinite Simpsons.
Well, yeah, that shit won't go away, dude.
Yeah. But
Imagine how much money The Simpsons makes from syndication, considering they have like 18 times as much as they need to be syndicated.
right, well, and that Simpsons is one of the shows that has worldwide syndication.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to me, the shows that managed to get the global syndication or whatever, like Cheers was one of the shows that went totally international, and you're like, this show seems so specifically American, and like
That's true.
to belong to such a, not even a regional American context, like even Americans not living in like the Northeast, you know, would
That's
totally
actually true.
identify with that show. So why people in Germany and Australia
Really
and like
feel
the
like-
UK were watching so much Cheers, I don't know.
Well, it's even weirder with some of those shows, like The Simpsons in particular, because they do not get like officially syndicated in certain places, like in the Middle East.
Yeah, right.
But a lot of Middle Easterners still watch it and like it, and so then they like make like sort of a spin-off show with Middle Eastern Simpsons characters.
Weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
this actually existed. I don't remember what country. It was like
Okay.
Oman or something like that, right?
Oh, interesting.
It was like they're all like Muslims and from the Middle East, but they're also all like the Simpsons characters, just kind of rebranded.
Okay.
And this is a whole show?
Yeah, this is the whole thing that
I'm gonna
existed.
that would be an interesting thing to watch and review. Were people offended by it? Because they weren't even allowed to have an Indian guy in The Simpsons anymore.
I don't think anybody was offended by it. It didn't last very long because nobody in the Middle East thought it was particularly good.
I got
But like, it wasn't like considered offensively bad or anything as far as I
Because
know.
I'm still upset about Apu, because there's nothing wrong with Apu. I don't
No.
understand.
No, there's nothing wrong with
Apu was one of the most successful people in Springfield and spent most of his time ripping off the stupid white people.
Yeah, no, he had some of the best character development.
Yeah.
He was one of the smartest characters.
He was a really good
He had a
husband
family.
and dad.
Yeah,
like,
he was a good husband, a good dad. He ran his own business. Like,
I mean, there were sometimes jokes about Hinduism and about
Yeah.
Indian culture, but I didn't think any of those were like offensive. And they certainly
I don't
were
think-
tame compared to what
Yeah.
they do, like with Flanders
I
and
don't
shit.
think, I don't
Yeah,
think
seriously.
Indian people were offended.
No,
by
I don't
it.
think so.
It's
I'd
like,
be
it's
surprised.
like Speedy Gonzalez.
there's an Indian comedian.
Okay.
I think his name's Akash Singh.
Okay.
He did an entire comedy special called "Bring Back Apu." You fucking like. He was pissed. He was mad. He's like, that dude had like a job and a fucking family. Yeah, I remember seeing that dude. Like, he was like upset that they got rid of that character. And again,
Well, it's
I'm not saying no Indian people were offended, but the people that I've seen talk about being offended are all white.
Yeah,
That's usually
right.
how it
And
is.
the Indian people that I have seen like talk about the show are people that were like, yeah, no, I thought the people that did like it. So
Well, it's just like, why wouldn't you want to see your own culture represented
in a positive way.
not in a positive way, and also be humorous and like
Yeah.
self-aware and everything
Right.
like that? Like, I don't know anybody who doesn't enjoy a good joke that has like a good-hearted joke that is like rooted in their culture and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
Like
there's a big-
everybody likes that. Like, I mean, there's the mean-spirited, shitty like.
yeah,
but,
like
yeah, well,
there's
that's
a
different,
fine
you know.
line between
Yeah.
those two
Right.
things.
It
Although,
does.
I think white people often cannot tell the difference.
That's true.
But it's like, I mean, it's not like Homer isn't a stereotype of a white Midwestern, like,
Oh, yeah.
middle-aged
That's
man. Like,
That's also true.
that's what makes him funny. Is it's like you look and you're like, yeah, what, old white guy, like middle-aged white guys are like that.
Yeah, this weird Middle Eastern Simpsons knockoff. The main reason it didn't do too well is because the people who would have been interested in watching it were already just watching The Simpsons, like, on their own.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure,
that makes
yeah,
sense,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
It was kind of a colossal failure of marketing in that sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, it is interesting too, because I really do think humor is so culturally subjective. Like, what is considered humorous differs so widely from one culture to the next.
There's definitely a lot of overlap, but there's also a lot of very particular sort of cultural things that come up in
Right.
humor.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting to see the divide on like slapstick humor. Like some cultures just like have no interest in it, and to some cultures it's the funniest shit in the world. To like see some guy get hit like the kind
Like
of Three
Three
Stooges
Stooges.
style shit.
Yeah.
Man
Which-
getting hit by football.
Yeah. Which I guess is something that's kind of changed in America, because slapstick humor is not really part of American comedy anymore.
Not in a big way like it used to be.
yeah.
I mean, Three Stooges obviously was
Right.
the big shit back in the day, but
But yeah, it's not.
It's considered too lowbrow now.
It can still be done really well, but it's just got to be surprising because so many of the slapstick bits are cliched at this point.
Well, it's, something gets done well, and then people, they've seen it, and then so...
Right.
Because done over and over again, you gotta find a way to...
Well, it's kind of like how you can't really do the who's on first thing, even though that's a pretty good bit.
Yeah,
but it's just,
like it's been done.
It's just like a cliched kind of classic example of a joke. You can't really pull that off anymore.
How long has it been since I was thrown down here? The meager scraps of food provided in the beginning are gone, and they don't give us more. The pains of hunger and thirst are unbearable. Most have resorted to drinking the black water. The first to turn was Herminio, who was so weak that he couldn't walk, and then suddenly became mad. Yeah, so these people are turning into these bugs.
Oh, I thought this was written by the cats in your basement.
God damn it. Yeah, the agenda and 2 were dead. I think we shouldn't drink the dark liquid. Dear Abelardo has passed.
Abelardo?
Abelardo. I mean, it's...
I feel like a name with
another culture.
I feel like a name with lard in it is not the best.
I think a lardo in Spanish is like a meat seller.
Oh, is it really?
Huh.
I think so.
Maybe. Well, I mean, a lot of names in English are like Tillman. Like they're names that are based off of jobs.
Crystal Metheny.
Crystal Metheny. So it would make sense, honestly, for there to be I'm sure that comes up in other languages where, like, names are taken from jobs that people have had.
Well, at least in Western languages, right? So, Spanish.
Which
German.
Spanish would be,
Yeah. It's not so much a thing in Asia.
No, actually, lardo is a salami.
Oh, interesting.
So
what about Abelardo? Does that mean?
I can look it up.
What if you were
I knew
named?
it had something to do with meat.
What if you were named after salami?
That would be interesting.
Interesting name to have, I guess.
Abelardo Montoya is a Muppet from the Sesame Street.
They got a Muppet chained up down here?
Here's a parrot who appears on Plaza Sesamio, the Mexican co-production of... So he's on Mexican Sesame Street.
Okay.
Okay.
He's like Big Bird, but colorful.
All right.
Yeah, Abelardo is a...
He's a tropical big bird.
It's the Italian form of the name Abelard, which I didn't know Abelard was a word either.
I didn't either, yeah.
Abelard is sometimes used as a variant of Abel, like Cain and Abel, so it's like a...
Interesting.
It's like a biblical name.
All right.
But,
The more you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other thing that Western names are. If they're not job titles, they're from the Bible.
they're from the Bible, yep.
Right. Okay.
Still have some new. Don't get yourself killed now.
I heard there was What's up?
Oh, no, just I was wondering what the word I was thinking. A larder is a large cabinet or a room for storing
Lard.
and drying food.
That's where you store your lard.
There you go. Alright. Here we go. It's one of the tougher parts, too, actually.
On a similar vein to shitty Christian animation, I heard about how there's also shitty Muslim animation.
Okay.
And one of them in particular was, it's like the story of Muhammad, but in order to get around the you can't visualize the prophet thing, they have it from Muhammad's first-person perspective.
Oh, so that you don't depict them.
Yeah.
May 9.
Doesn't that sound even more blasphemous? To put words in Muhammad's mouth? Like,
I suppose.
That's weird.
9 years since my awakening. Upon the release of this valve, black liquid shall enter my veins and circulate through my entire body. I expect this will be the most painful experience of my life. I await the trial with great anticipation. Go lay down.
So it's like an FPS with Muhammad?
Yeah. I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if somebody made Doom Eternal, but you play as Muhammad?
What's that movie called? That shitty Russian movie? Hardcore Henry or something like that?
Probably.
Yeah, so it's just like you see Muhammad's hands, or
you probably don't see his hands. I don't think that would be allowed.
Yeah, so it's
it's
like if Muhammad had a GoPro on. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Muhammad with a GoPro. That's a great.
But no, I think this is like
that should be the title of the show.
Yeah,
Muhammad with a GoPro.
I will wait. The trial with great anticipation. It is an honor to suffer through the holy labor of rebirth. The next time I awaken, it will be as a true servant of Master Ramon. Isidro Uriarte Talavera.
Sounds right.
Surpass the limitations of man and become a true servant of God. I will find the heretics and serve as their executioner, their verdugo.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The verdugo is a pretty badass design. See it without that robe on.
Yeah, do you think you could make like a fucking boomer shooter where you play as Muhammad and you're like, like fighting genies or something?
That would be hilarious.
Would you get a fatwa for that? Like, if you can't see any of Muhammad, right? Like, if it's like Quake, where you don't even have like the hands on the gun or anything.
Sure.
I don't know.
I guess would the hands on the gun be like
that might be too far, but yeah. if you don't have that, if it's really old school, right?
Right.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like you'd probably have to ask a Muslim.
Well, there's always degrees of opinion on that. Like you have the depictions, like the Persians would have depictions of Muhammad, but he'd always have a veil on his face, so you couldn't actually see his face.
Yeah, there's differences in opinion, like between what kind of Islam you subscribe to, too. Like the Sunnis and the Shias think about it differently.
Yeah, the Sunnis don't even believe in, like... I mean, I'm not going to say they don't believe in art, because they do a lot of interesting things with, like, shapes and
they mostly do, like, geometrical art.
But they don't really believe in painting people or
even
scenery or animals or anything like that. They just do geometric patterns. Which a lot of them are just gorgeous. Like, have you ever seen the Alhambra?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
that building's amazing.
Art, like, in human history.
But there's no depictions of anything other than shapes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of those mosques and shit they got from, like, way back in the day, like, that's one of the most beautiful, like, ornate designs on a building. Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's big.
He looks like General Grievous.
Cookie. God.
It's like a bug Terminator.
Yeah, I know. This guy's like actually a huge pain in the ass to deal with.
You gotta give him a bath.
Liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can hurt him, I assume.
You can hurt him even without that, but
he's too fast.
He's super fast, and so it's hard to actually like
hit him.
Yeah, he also takes an insane amount of ammo to take down.
Okay.
And just in general.
Well, you have infinite ammo, so who cares?
Yes, but I mean, even then, just the amount of time you could spend on just trying to kill him.
So are we just running away?
We mostly are running away. We basically just have to wait until the elevator finally shows up.
Okay. Would this be easier if you had your infinite ammo rocket launcher?
Yeah, that would actually take him out fairly quickly.
I almost have enough money for that. Or was it 2 million?
2 million.
Damn it!
We're about halfway there.
Okay.
Oh God! Ah! You just go around.
Looks like it.
Go off some steam a bit.
Yeah, he went around all right.
Fuck you, man.
He learned from his mistake.
You son of a bitch.
So is this like an optional kill? You're supposed to make it to the elevator, or do you actually take it down at some point later?
No, you just actually, if you don't do it here, you don't do it.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, come on.
Fucking Dead Space, dude.
This guy's a son of a bitch.
Did you just deflect his scorpion tail?
You can parry it, yeah.
I think you need to chill out.
Oh, he did have one of those lines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Leon is all about the action movie one-liners.
I kind of wish he had an Austrian accent.
Can you hit that one again, or you just get one?
You can hit like each of them like twice. That one's worked out.
Gotcha.
If you run out of those, are you just fucked?
So you just gotta wait till the elevator comes, right?
Yeah, like there is still, you can still hurt him like with just ammo, but it's not easy. Shit, that's not even easy on normal difficulty.
I believe it.
Well, just turning around to shoot him, he's already on you.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Just roundhouse kicking with insect
Shoot him in the
monstrosities.
balls!
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
did I get him?
You got him.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Fuck it.
I guess that was the...
Oh, you got a monocle,
There you
dude.
go.
Can I have it?
Yeah, you can have a monocle, dude.
This is all coming together. But first, Sage has to staple some tacky jewelry to it.
God damn it, Sage. Don't put like 3 mismatched gems on my monocle.
I think that one can either is just the way it is, or it can only have one.
Okay.
What a shitty looking elevator.
Kind of looks like a public restroom.
Can you imagine a public restroom that was also an elevator?
Just like, sorry, taking a shit, I'll get off at the next one.
But imagine if like the elevator goes down really fast while you're on the toilet.
That would be horrible.
Like the poop hits you in the ass. Hi, Link. You are very cute, buddy.
God, could this guy look more cartoonishly evil?
No. Look at this snit parasite staff.
Mm-hmm. So Sage, you're telling me the Hasbro Cinematic Universe is a thing now?
Oh yeah, dude, the new Transformers movie.
Yeah, G.I. Joe crossed over with Transformers. That's what they said was going to be the beginning of the Hasbro
Back in
Cinematic
the day,
Universe
yeah.
back in the day.
That's how they talked about it starting.
That's-
No, it
So are they going
literally.
to do another G.I. Joe? Because I thought that was done. I thought they gave up.
No,
on
it
G.I.
sounds
Joe.
like they're going. Well, now it sounds like they're going to do another one.
Ooh.
Were those ever successful, though?
The Rock was in one of them that might have gotten it some box office pull.
Okay.
Because, I mean, like, I think the Transformers movies are shit, but you
Yes.
can't deny that they've made money. I was under the impression that those G.I. Joe movies did
Didn't
not
even
make
make
money.
money.
Yeah, I thought they failed.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
And those are the Hasbro properties that have the highest likelihood of success as movies.
Yeah, I mean, what else?
It
are they
only
gonna
goes
do?
down from there.
True.
Well, I mean, there's My Little Pony that had movies.
I guess that never went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
still
it
around.
kind of went away.
Yeah, the Bronies kind of killed it. It was in the midst of a renaissance because someone talented actually put some effort into making a
Show that
good
didn't
show
completely
for
suck.
a good show for little girls,
Right.
and then a bunch of weirdos, just like weird guys, just got obsessed with it, and it kind of killed the fandom. Like one of the most awkward things I've ever seen is they had a My Little Pony like Q&A, like for fans or whatever, and like some brony came up and wanted to ask about like the fan fiction universe and kind of like,
God.
and they shut him down. They're like, we don't talk about that. Like,
That was a smart decision.
but,
Yeah.
I tried to ask Tara because Tara, Tara Reid's the voice actress. I don't remember the woman that took
Wrote
over
them?
that wrote them and did the show, but she did Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, that explains a few things, yeah.
So she's like a legitimately talented creator.
Yeah, I've never seen that shit, but like I know people swear by it.
I've seen a couple episodes, and it's like I wouldn't watch it because it's for children,
Right.
you know. But like we were talking about with like Rugrats and stuff, the stuff that I saw had some solid jokes for like parents watching and stuff like that. But
But yeah, they've done a whole bunch of movies.
Tara Strong.
Tara Strong.
Yeah,
okay.
she's the one that did work
you're
on
talking
Powerpuff
about
Girls. About how My Little Pony was like a legitimately good cartoon
kids, yeah.
show
Yeah.
for kids. Had some decent jokes.
Yeah, we
kinda
don't
like
even
were saying for
Can't
adults
even
or
put
whatever.
anything in the monocle. Just goes away.
But it's definitely ruined for me. It's like I'm not gonna associate myself with My Little Pony.
I never really saw much of it to
Yeah,
begin
I've
with.
seen a couple episodes, but it's not. It definitely wasn't so good that I would risk
watching
being
it.
associated with bronies to
Right.
watch it. It's a show for children, but
From what I know, it's not even like Adventure Time where like, you know,
Oh no, it's like it's like Rugrats. It's for kids. It has the occasional joke that adults would appreciate.
Adventure Time was like straight up felt like it was for adults
Yes.
at times.
Yeah, not all the time, but
Not all the
sometimes.
time. Yeah.
Well, Adventure Time was very much made for the stoners, and then for the
That's me.
the D&D kind of fantasy set.
That's also
true,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
People who are big into high fantasy and stuff like that.
But I do like that it also had like the weird post-apocalyptic thing.
This chapter is the main one that I think I'm like, oh, this is how Resident Evil 5 could work better.
Okay.
Because we actually have Luis with us this whole chapter.
And he's actually useful.
Yeah, he does shit.
Nice.
Oh,
Chainsaw dude.
yeah.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of My Little Pony movies, and like
They
also
did that one to appease the bronies, where they were like humanoids.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Weird, man.
Well, there was the weird My Little Pony Race War movie, but you know,
I'm sorry.
Wait,
what?
there was a My Little
What
Pony
did you
race.
say?
That I don't know about.
yeah, it was
What?
a Race War movie.
Yeah,
What?
I'm very unfamiliar with what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
right
When
now.
I was a kid, I saw a My Little Pony movie where there was like an ooze that was gonna like destroy
Jesus
society.
Christ, the chaos of that.
No, this
Did
was
you see
like
that?
this was like the Pegasi. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Pegasi, and the unicorns and whatever the fuck the other horses are. Like they were like all like feuding with each other
Aren't they-
based on like species, and they were like doing like Nazi marches in the streets and stuff.
What? What the fuck?
Double Toasted did a review on this movie. This is how I know this.
Oh my god. Okay.
But yeah, it's obviously the message of the movie is it's like anti
Anti
that.
those things.
Yeah,
but that's still
but
fucking
it uses
weird.
that imagery though.
What
That is
other
odd.
What other magical horse creature is there? I mean, obviously
Unicorn,
centaurs,
Pegasus.
but I don't think those are in
I don't think so.
My Little Pony, as far as I know.
I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure there's just unicorns and Pegasi. Like,
There's probably others. If there are others, they're probably in that show somehow.
yeah, huh? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
If I remember correctly, Double Toasted didn't even hate that movie.
Oh,
Oh, that
you got
I didn't even
dude.
know you were there.
weak. That's the worst
Shoulda-
enemy you could have
shoulda
sneaked up
turned
on.
around, man.
Yeah, what the fuck did you fucking come from, you bitch?
Chainsaws are stealth weapons. They'll never hear me coming.
Yeah, right? God damn it. Alright.
Yeah, the weird movies where they're like turning them into people. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
That was literally just to
Because fans
just to
have their fan
appease.
fiction of their
Yeah,
humanoid
that
forms.
was to appease bronies who wanted sexualized horses. I think that caused controversy in the brony community because some people wanted to fuck the horses and some people wanted the anthropomized
you
horses.
serious?
Yes, they were like, oh man, like we should turn them into people, then they're
Dude,
not fuckable.
They were making they were making
That was the argument,
they were
man.
making fleshlights for the bronies
Ugh.
that had horse vagina, like a vagina that looked like a horse vagina, not like a human vagina.
That's horrifying,
disgusting.
dude. That's not okay.
People were buying them, I guess. Human sexuality is awful. I'm really over it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to people.
I think they might have always been like that.
Yeah, no, dude, it didn't
Yeah,
happen.
I guess. I guess.
I mean, we got plenty of that shit back from like ancient Greece and shit. you know?
Yeah, that's a fair point. But
yeah, it didn't just happen. It's,
I guess you can just like now that the internet exists, like
now we know.
it's on display,
Yeah.
like in a different kind of way. Like
yeah,
you
that's the big.
can
difference.
you can see like the actual like intricacies of these people's weird fetishes instead of just like hearing that they were into that or whatever from some historian or something. And it's just like I don't know, man. That is awfully strange.
Okay.
I don't know why
Hiding in
everybody.
here.
I don't know why all these people wanna like.
Oh no,
Oh damn, dude, this one's tough.
you somehow survived that.
There you go, good. Why can't people be having normal relationships with their step siblings now? Like, what is that?
I don't know what that is.
Like, I never saw that shit on the Brady Bunch. Like, what is going on?
Oof. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't. I really don't understand.
Yeah, why is that so popular?
I don't know, man. People are fucking
don't
weird.
know, man. That's like, I don't know. You're still family. Like, I mean, there's 8 billion people on Earth. You can't just not fuck the, like, 10 that are in your family? Like,
I think it seems pretty easy, but
it seems reasonable to me.
Maybe the idea is that's like what's available. I don't know. Like if you never leave your house.
Is that the problem now? People aren't leaving their house?
Maybe.
I don't know, man. I
guess it would depend. Like, was that a thing before the internet era?
I mean, I'm sure it was, but
was it as big of a thing? I guess.
I don't know. I guess you have to wonder if all these people had those thoughts, and then like just there was no way to know that they. But it does seem like it has to have escalated.
Yeah.
I also think that internet porn has been horrible for people because it pushes them to like more and more extreme stuff. Like,
that's definitely
the
true.
availability of all that content or whatever. People are like, oh, it's got to be even more like perverse, and it's like, I don't think so, man. I think it's okay. Like
something real nice about just like vanilla sex. You know?
Yeah.
But not vanilla ice sex.
No, hell no.
Well, it's like at least you can like live with yourself afterwards. Like, at least you feel good
not
about
if it's
it.
vanilla ice sex. I don't think you could live with yourself.
Like a poisonous mushroom.
Is that what his dick looks like?
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe that's what he meant when he said that in the song.
Nice fireworks display.
It's really convenient somebody pre-drilled those holes for you.
Yeah. Imagine how much work you'd have
Well,
to
it
do.
is a mine, so
Yeah.
people were working on it.
You handle yourself pretty well. You sure you're just a researcher?
I feel like if you have to tell people that, it's true.
Oh, that if you say you're a ladies' man, you're not.
I don't know. I just you like saying it all the time.
Yeah.
Does it feel the ring is slightly hollow? Yeah.
Well, it's like, yeah, I guess anytime you claim to be something.
It's like, why are you telling me if that's the case?
Right.
All right.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
After you, I insist. Such a gentleman.
Oh.
Another one of those.
Is it the same one?
No, it's a different one.
How many of these fucking trolls did they make?
Couple.
Alright. You sure it's not the same one?
Actually, it might be because it doesn't have that thing on
Yeah.
its face. Yeah. But that's also not the only one even in this room. So.
It's always like this with you.
This is a troll farm.
2 trolls.
2 trolls.
They have a cave troll.
Yeah, this is probably the closest we're going to get to a good Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yeah, the time for good Lord of the Rings content has ended. Now the age of shit has begun.
They knocked each other off the center. Come on, you sons of bitches.
Doesn't look like a very effective combat move. Let me just windmill up the floor.
Well, they're just stupid, right? They don't know.
Well, we don't know that. I mean, maybe they're really good at like math or science.
What? Is that one dead?
Yeah, I got him.
That was quick.
That was easy. Wow.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Magnum sometimes, really.
You got his heart.
Yeah, his back heart.
You must stab the heart of the Walmart.
Come on, Luis, get him over here.
Wrong way, Louise.
Come on.
Well, this one you're probably not going to be able to shoot to death.
There's two ways you can kill it. I'm trying to see if I can do the...
When you make
Get him in the middle so you can drop him.
Well, here, I'll just show you guys what this does, so
Well,
even
there's
if I
a pool
don't
of
manage to
lava
do it...
underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
it's looking
straight up.
lava.
Yeah.
Is this the volcano room?
Yeah. Well, so, like, we've gone super far underground, like, deep beneath the earth, right?
Okay.
So, like, it makes sense that there might be some place with some lava in it, like,
Right.
deep under this
Sage,
mine system.
can you sing me that song from the short at the beginning of Moana?
Which
How
one?
does that one go?
Oh, that stupid fucking... I don't really remember how it
That
goes,
one
to be honest.
sucked. That was one of the worst Pixar shorts at the beginning of a movie I've
Yeah, I
ever
hated
seen.
that. I hate it. I know people that love it, too. That's the
Really?
thing.
I don't even remember this at all.
It's like two volcanoes singing to each other.
Oh, now, yeah, there's one that was like a tribute to those two, like, Hawaiian... Like, one of them was, like, what was he, like a singer or something?
I just hate it because of those puns.
I love, yeah, like they were just substituting lava for love.
Yeah, yeah, that was bad.
It was pretty
There
funny.
we go.
Nice.
Just as planned. All right, let's finish this guy off.
Trying to finish this guy off. Here.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got a big floppy dick on his back. Like that mouse in South Park.
Oh, God.
Remember that episode? Eek a penis!
Do you guys remember that Pixar short from, like, one of, like, I think it might have been the first one they did, where it was, like, the snowman and, like, the little glass...
Yeah, I
thing.
actually do think that's the first one they did.
Did you know that the original version of that, because remember there was like that beach girl that he's like trying to get with or whatever?
Yeah.
The original version of that had like, they had given her like monster-sized tits.
No.
And they only toned that down when they actually attached it to a kid's movie.
That's hilarious.
But the original version of that was like ridiculous. Yeah.
That's funny.
You remember in Conker's Bad Fur Day where there was that bee king who was like cheating on his wife with the flower with big tits?
What the fuck?
You ever played Conker's Bad Fur Day, dude?
I have not.
Oh, if you get a chance, that game's funny as fuck.
That is a truly bizarre.
Yeah, that was... Nintendo has not, I think, done anything as openly offensive as that, and it's amazing
Technically,
that
that
they...
was rare and not even Nintendo. too.
Well, it was on the... It was exclusive to the...
Oh, no, absolutely. I just...
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo
There was
doesn't usually
something
let that
about
sort of
the,
shit fly.
No, that was an M-rated game.
Okay.
That was...
Oh my god.
Just kneecapped you.
It was also the only game on the N64 to ever be fully voice acted. throughout.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was one of the last games to come out for the N64.
I don't think he's gonna fall for it.
Yeah,
That means to walk around.
Yeah, he's too smart for that. He might not know how to talk, but he knows about the lava
can you
pit.
blind him? He might wander into the thing if you can.
Try the flashbang.
That's a good idea. If he ever cooperates. The fuck? Oh.
Look at that. Yeah, try and get him to... Dynamite on him.
It's helpful if there's little hooks so you can put the dynamite on.
Just for you. Leon, shoot it.
Is he stunned? No.
Nope.
No, that didn't do
Doesn't
it.
Yeah, he
work.
didn't give a shit.
But he's on the thing now. There
Now
you
that he's
go.
stunned from the
Yeah,
explosion.
now he's stunned. You can drop him in there.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Nice.
Fuck you.
There you go.
Oh, he goes out like Terminator.
Yeah, everything shy of a thumbs up.
Yeah, he should have done that.
Give you a thumbs up.
But why not? In this game, that would be perfectly fine.
No, it would, honestly. But also, so now that you've seen like a good chunk of this, Ulysses in particular, you could see how they could do a 5 remake and make it a lot better.
Yeah.
And actually balance the tones of that game was trying to, but couldn't quite pull off.
That game couldn't pull off a lot of things right. But it looks like they kind of have a skeleton for how they could do that right.
Yeah.
With how much they've clearly learned with the remakes.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't like we say. I don't know what 6 would be like, but
Yeah,
I don't.
right.
6 probably needs to be a whole new game from the ground up.
I don't know. What do you think, Alex? Of all the Resident Evils so far that we've played, this one's pretty wild, huh?
This one's pretty wild. I still
It's not scary.
7 is still my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that
I
one's
really
actually like genuinely scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
best tone, like
The
atmosphere.
atmosphere in that game is unreal.
Because this was
Well,
the
you
first
can-
one that was like
Yeah.
hardcore and action game.
Right. I don't know without 7 being as good as it was if Resident Evil wouldn't have the renaissance that it's going
Oh,
through.
Oh
now.
no, it was
not,
entirely
yeah.
because of 7.
Yeah, 7 revived the franchise.
Yeah. They literally pulled the Plagas out of like amber deposits, like deep underground,
Oh, okay.
kind of Jurassic Park style.
Nice.
So that's where the Plaga actually came from.
Yeah, good thing Jurassic Park wasn't like this, huh?
Yeah, I mean it was pretty bad too, though.
Well, yeah, it turned into Jurassic World.
Well, yeah, that was definitely bad.
That movie did have some potential, man. You could have
Potential, absolutely.
The serious commercialization of Jurassic Park is such a good idea for a movie.
Oh, I love that
It was
concept,
such
yeah.
a waste. They fucked that up so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted a shareholder meeting. You know how fucking funny that would have been in Jurassic World to have a shareholder meeting and them just people
Lay down.
and be like,
Whoa. Dog fucked up everything.
that was spiteful.
Yeah, seriously.
Get
Got
my
revenge
nerves.
on you for that.
You like thrill rides?
Hey, they even sold a roller coaster.
Yep. This is again one of the sections that was like okay in the original, and they like went and did a ton of work to make this a better sequence. I mean, it was barely even moving that fast in the original.
Right.
So, well, whatever.
What would be the purpose of having a minecart go this fast and this wobbly in a mine? Besides, thrill rides.
That's a great question.
You know, it's amazing how many video games have these like minecart chases or whatever when that literally could not and would not ever happen. like no mine is designed like this.
Well, it's Indiana Jones.
Right.
The way they just ragdoll them. That's amazing. Yeah, because this comes up a lot.
It does. It's true.
Yeah. The number of games that have had a minecart race level.
It makes a little more sense when you're dealing with actually powered vehicles, because then you can have sort of the extreme speed, but when it's just a
Right.
cart going downhill, it's like what?
yeah, it'd be fucking crawling, man. Especially in these uphill sections. They'd be sitting there trying to rock forward to get it to move.
They'd probably just have to get out and push.
Yeah.
Especially because, these things are designed to have, fucking rocks and shit in them.
Yeah.
How are they moving when you've got that much weight in them?
Right. Well, and it's also unlikely that there would be these parallel tracks too. It'd probably be one track into the mine.
Yeah, that they'd be that's way overcomplicated
Yeah.
for how. I think honestly you could probably blame Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
That's probably where that really came from. Fuck off.
And where do they get all these extra minecarts from? There's an entire minecart warehouse around here or something. Jesus, this is a big mine.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and think about the logistics of them finding out you're in the minecart and being and trying to get all these guys together. Why would you bring explosives on your minecart?
Yeah.
That's just it's some of those things that you just kind of have to take with video games.
Yeah,
I know.
Why do fucking World War II German soldiers always insist on standing next to explosive barrels?
Why do they have those explosive barrels all over the battlefield?
That is interesting. You gotta wonder. I mean, explosives in a mine makes sense, I suppose, but
Not
Well,
on
not
the
in a
minecart.
cart
not-
riding
yeah.
with people.
yeah, like
Like, if they were just doing normal mine things, okay, sure, but when they're actively in a chase, shooting at each
Yeah,
other, it's
right.
like, you wouldn't put that on your cart.
yeah. Well, it's just like all the zombies are like, get to the minecart. So we have to chase them.
I feel like those guys...
Scooby-Doo shit.
It is totally some Scooby-Doo shit.
I feel like those guys would have had to have been ready this whole time, you know? Like, they had, like they're, like, fucking, like, fighter jets, you know? You gotta
Yeah.
scramble whenever it
Their
comes up.
pagers probably went off. You know, like, time to get to the minecarts.
Pagers.
I mean, that's about the right time period for minecarts.
At least according to Gotham logic.
Well, Gotham logic was whatever the fuck.
It was all time periods, just at once.
Yeah, wasn't there like one episode where they had both like a rotary telephone type thing, but also one of the characters just had a cell phone, and then like
Yes.
Well, there was the episode when they went to like the home for the consumptive in like the Victorian era. It was just, like,
Dude, it looked like some fucking Scooby
yeah,
Doo shit.
people were wearing like hoop skirts and like pleated dresses and shit, and you're like, okay. I thought we were like in the 70s based on the cars, and in the 2010s based on the phones.
50s
but-
based on the television.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like Gotham must have been made in the same way that like fucking like Lost in Space was back in the day. You
They
know?
just took whatever they fucking had. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like they were only allowed to raid what was already on hand.
exactly. Like this had a wardrobe of like, well, the fucking Western show just ended, so we got a bunch of cowboy shit we can throw in there.
They never had a cowboy episode of Gotham.
No, but they did.
No,
have
no,
those,
no.
like,
I mean, I
Star
know
Trek,
what you're
but-
saying, but I couldn't remember for sure. But I was like, I don't think they did.
I'm actually
But it's
kind of.
not. You couldn't put it past them.
No, they could have done it. I'm a little disappointed they didn't.
There was also that like Fight Club, Mad Max, Batman Beyond, Thunderdome.
Yeah,
thing
whatever
where I
the
felt
fuck
it
that was.
straight up
where
futuristic.
Solomon Grundy was beating people with their own arms.
Yes.
Yes.
That was
Stop
pretty-
The
hitting
Quan
me.
Chi fatality.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Made it out of the castle.
Nice.
Well, technically not yet. But
Going back
but
into
we're-
the castle.
yeah, this is all kind of part of that still.
Gotcha.
We're getting close though. Like, yeah, why were those just kind of stacked on the...
Yeah, it's kind of a poor barrier, you know. Could have just put rocks there. It would have been better.
Oh shit. That's also a one-hit KO if he gets close to you.
What the fuck are they mining for down here? Besides the amber.
I
Like,
think that's it.
okay.
Is the the Plaga. I mean, the Plaga itself, right? That's where it's...
Yeah, I just don't know if you need such an extensive network of
Yeah.
railroads
They
for
must
that.
Full of Doom style.
They
Yeah.
must need a lot of that Plagas.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay, not one hit.
Yeah, just barely though.
Yeah, time to reload before he hits you again. I guess so.
There you go.
Just barely.
You got any health?
Just a tiny bit.
I can actually
Oh, during
heal.
this sequence?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the minecart that's vulnerable, not you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't get some herbs to the minecart.
Unfortunately.
Just rub it on the sides.
It's like they're giant hive. Deep underground.
So this is where all our food will come from.
That's where all that food's coming from, man.
Mined it this morning. Oh yeah, that's how these always end.
Yep.
They do. They all lever snaps off. They have
Yeah.
to jump to safety.
I've never seen a minecart lever that worked.
It
Good
always
God of
breaks-
War.
It always
Yeah.
breaks
Trace
right.
just broke that shit
Yeah.
off just
Yeah.
when in the God of War.
That's true.
Yep. And it always breaks right before the track is broken for some reason.
Yep. And I've seen that in more futuristic setting too, where you get like a powered vehicle of some kind. It always breaks right before the big jump.
Yeah.
Can't use the control panel anymore. It's amazing how many things just get constantly reused.
Yeah.
Circle around.
Yeah. That is the weird thing about culture, right? I mean, it just kind of...
Yeah.
It's all just memes constantly being recycled.
Yeah.
That's actually the plot of Metal Gear Solid 2. It's literally a commentary on that.
Keep coming.
Yeah, I see you there, you little bitch.
You sure that wasn't just a rock?
No, it died.
It exploded.
It could have been a rock that died.
No.
You murdered an innocent rock.
That rock has human rights.
That rock does not have human rights. Well, at least they'll actually swarm him a little bit and give me a chance to fucking hit them before they get too close to me.
Yeah, just use him as a decoy.
So these are the Plagueis bugs?
Yeah, these are the... Oh, okay.
And blow that sack up, dude.
Yeah, they'll stop coming out.
Yeah, when you blow that sack, they'll stop coming.
That's when they start coming.
Well, it depends on how long you've been blowing the sack for.
That's true.
Yeah, sooner or later, there's no more coming to do.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I love that you just abandoned him back there. So the bugs keep respawning from those sacks?
More of them do keep coming out.
Okay.
There's also a bunch that are just out here already that will just show up no matter, even if you do destroy all the sacks. But
Okay. But you make things easier for yourself by destroying the sacks.
yes.
So this is what God's all about?
What? Oh, because they're bug religion.
Like,
Yeah, this is heaven.
Yeah, it's the Los Illuminados, man. This is what they believe in.
Yeah, those bugs are actually seraphs.
I gotcha, okay. Huh. Not really what I imagined.
You don't want to be a giant bug in heaven?
No, not really.
You still get to, like, sit beside God and, like, sing his praises and play a harp, but you're a bug.
I wanted to be a person.
Well, that's too bad. That's the last one of those.
404 sacks. Don't be immature, Ulysses. That's SACS. Sacks. Not ball sacks.
Well, you don't know. Maybe they kept balls in there.
I mean, you don't know they didn't.
It's true.
Fuck is that?
A gold bar.
Kind of look like a gold piece of shit.
Yeah, it is.
You think King Midas shit gold? Or did he have to touch it?
I don't
He
know.
touched his colon.
Yeah.
Well, he had to wipe his ass, didn't he?
Well, wouldn't it have been turned into gold inside of him?
That's a good question.
So how, like...
Well, but he had to
Was it
touch it
his
with his
hands?
finger.
Did it have to be his finger?
So I
Okay.
guess he could just, if he ever, like...
I mean, that would be the easy way to get around it, then, is then you could just grab stuff with his feet.
well, I was also going to say use your other hand, but...
Oh, only one of his hand turned things to gold?
Well, that'd be pretty dumb.
Oh,
That's not
okay.
much of a punishment.
Yeah, that's
I thought
actually
so.
kind of cool.
I thought that was how it
It's
was.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
You put gloves on. Like, I mean, like,
Well, they'd be
really-
golden gloves.
Yeah, I suppose, but would the golden gloves turn things to gold?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how exactly that works. Or how, if there's a way to get around it.
Interesting.
Dude, I'm waiting for you. Come on.
Walk faster.
If he touched himself, would he turn himself to gold?
I think so.
So
Got
he-
gold.
he
Just
never
can't
touched-
masturbate anymore.
Wow, but he had to, like, I mean, like, yeah, that's the joke, but he had to have, like, touched himself at some point, right? Like,
What if he, like, just absentmindedly, like,
is he
scratched
not
his nose,
wiping?
you know?
Is he not
Yeah,
wiping?
is he not wiping his
He's
ass?
not
Well, I would
wiping?
think you could do it with your other hand.
Okay.
But yeah, unless I'm wrong and it was both hands. I thought it was one hand.
Okay. Huh.
I didn't think it specified which hand. I just thought it was anything he touched turned to gold.
There you go.
I thought it was like specifically like a...
Because, I mean, that doesn't seem like a real punishment to me, you know? Like, because you just be like, oh, I want some fucking gold, so you just touch it with your own hand. You're like, okay, I don't want to turn this to gold, so, you know, I'll just grab an apple or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose.
Squire.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because I would be worried about your dick, right? Like,
Yeah. And your ass.
yeah. To anyone else that you touch, I mean,
Well, again, what if you like wipe your lips or something? You know, like you're done eating, because you probably got to eat like a pig at that point, right?
Yeah, man.
it's like
If
a
you just
trough.
get done with some KFC and it's just that finger looking good and damn.
He grew a knife.
laugh.
What the fuck?
Major Krauser?
It's just this 80s drill sergeant guy.
Covering stolen goods.
This really isn't the 80s movie
Yeah.
of Resident Evil games. Like I said, dude, it's Escape from New York. Mm-hmm. Like that is the direct inspiration for
But with
this.
anime hair.
Yeah, it's the anime version of Escape from New York, but in the Resident Evil
Right.
universe.
That is good advice, though.
Okay, well, knives are not faster than guns.
If you're up close, they are.
If your gun isn't,
If someone's like this close to you and you have to pull the gun out, no,
Yeah,
it's
if you
not
to
fast.
pull the gun.
yeah, if your gun's
that's what I'm
holstered,
saying,
Yeah, true.
If he's already got the gun pointed at him, then yeah, that doesn't,
Then,
that
yeah,
doesn't
that
make
matters.
sense.
Yeah,
but-
if you're there's like a distance between you. But up close combat, yeah.
I think cops have like, what is it, like a 21-foot rule or something like that? Like if a dude with a knife is within 21 feet of you, you do not have time to pull your gun out and take the
Right.
safety off and aim it before he gets to you.
Right.
You're being controlled by that cult? This has nothing to do
That's I mean that's one of the reasons that it's so hard to like explain, what police do. Mm-hmm. And you have those situations where it's impossible to explain that they had to do what they had to do, and then of course you have those situations where they try to justify nonsense.
Yep.
Right. This the fact that there is a parry mechanic in this game is largely because of this fight. Like this is
Gotcha.
the reason they added that whole mechanic. Because in the original, this is a cutscene.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And there's not like you don't play this. And so they wanted to be like, how do we actually make this like a part of the gameplay?
Sure.
Oh, this was a smart decision.
Having just like a straight up like military guy show up though, like this is such an
It's
80s
completely out
Oh
of
yeah,
the
with
blue,
the
too.
beret on especially. Like the
This is the guy
berets,
that like
yeah.
trained him in the time jump between games.
tough play, rookie. You haven't changed a damn.
Just wait till he mutates.
God, he's already ridiculous.
He's gonna get even more ridiculous.
Fucking flying around and shit.
And well, this cutscene plays.
Alright.
That beard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess you got the kind of beer that just goes right through Sage.
I guess so. I just do my best to stay hydrated during the day.
I mean, that's sensible, you know?
Well, that means I piss all the time.
Yeah, eventually be like one of those old dudes who like wakes up in the middle of the night, like, like 5 times, so they can go fucking piss out their
God, I
entire
hope
bladder.
not, dude.
Maybe you'll just have to get a catheter. I hate feeling pain when I can. You gotta get like a cowboy hat. and
Oh my
shit.
God.
I feel if you have to get a catheter, you are now mandated to become a cowboy. That's just how it works.
Am I?
Yeah.
Is that a big part of cowboy culture?
Well, it's a big part of catheter culture.
Tubes in your dick?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Oh shit, is this dude gonna die?
I think he just did.
Should probably cut his head off, make sure he doesn't turn into a parasite.
Yeah, he probably would have.
So that's another element of how just over the top and cheesy the original is too. Because not that this isn't, but in the original, Luis dies like the second you get inside the castle.
Uh-huh.
In the
Oh,
original,
okay, I
it's
gotcha.
actually the cult leader that we keep seeing visions of that kills him.
Okay.
It's just immediately you get in there.
Oh, wow.
And then when you have this little fight with Major Krauser, it's Ada that like gets you out of it.
Oh, okay.
But it's just the cheesy dialogue and the writing is so it makes me laugh in the original. But it's when she shows up, it's that guy, right? Who's already ridiculous.
Right.
He stops and goes, well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress. It's just ridiculous.
That's amazing.
Oh, we got a bunch of health items.
Nice.
That'd be a pretty good title, though.
The bitch in the red dress.
Yeah.
Well, was it you who was just telling me that there was a... Yeah, it was going to be that Godzilla sequel that was just going to be called Godzilla versus Queen Bitch.
Yeah, that was a real thing. Well, it was going to be the American Godzilla, specifically. The 1998 one. The one that nobody liked.
The Matthew Broderick one?
Yeah.
There's going to be the sequel to that was going to be called Godzilla versus Queen Bitch.
Wow. I don't know, in the 90s I feel like there was still enough kind of prudishness that I didn't know if a theater could have published a movie called with the word bitch in the title.
You can come up here. Like, just on that side. Lay down.
I
God.
don't know what they thought they were going to do with the fucking Godzilla movies. But,
Yeah, I don't know either.
Did you know that the mayor in the Godzilla movie is specifically a Roger Ebert parody?
No.
Yeah,
because
Roland Emmerich fucking hated Roger Ebert for
accurately reviewing his movies.
Yeah, for doing his job as a critic. And so he was like, I'm gonna fucking get him, and so he put this like cartoonishly ridiculous mayor in the Godzilla movie that was what it looked like Roger Ebert. It had like a dude that looked like Siskel following him around. It was like down to like every little detail trying to copy his like mannerisms and shit.
Huh.
Yeah, this is the final little chunk of the castle here.
Nice.
Just about done.
I like how they got these nice little trams installed in the castle here.
Yeah, you can use them to backtrack. I just didn't, but you can if you like miss stuff and want to keep exploring.
Do you think there are any castles like that? They have little trains
like that.
Yeah,
With a little kind of chairlift kind of thing.
I'm thinking like a gondola, maybe. I can see something like that kind of existing.
Oh God.
The clap, the supervillain clap
Yep.
too. It's gross looking.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Sores on his head.
What's up with that shit?
Oh, you'll see.
Does he have syphilis?
Probably, honestly.
Got some more Cenobites.
They are very Cenobite heavy. And because you have three different enemy types in each of the three areas, right? So like this one has been all like these like more like the full cult member robes, castle guard guys. Versus just like the villagers in part one. And then the third section is just called the island.
Of Dr. Moreau?
No, unfortunately. What was that noise?
Do you think that's a movie that furries love?
Probably, dude. I mean, that's a bad movie.
What the fuck?
In the original, that's like a 50-foot statue that chases you inside the castle in a room that's big enough for there to be a Godzilla-sized statue to chase you around. So that is them toning it down.
Gotcha. It's like Sam Adams or something.
Is it supposed to be a Napoleon type thing?
Is it?
I think
I mean, that's just what he looks like to me. I don't know that they were necessarily going for that
I
specifically.
was just saying the statue just looks like it has like a cologne, like a Revolution era tricorn hat on. Yeah.
Well, it got me.
Yeah. You didn't survive Paul Revere's Midnight Ride.
Damn it. No, shut up. I heard you already.
I don't want to listen to Mozart drone on anymore.
Mozart. Yeah, I wouldn't be thrilled to be trying to hold up a wooden shield against some dude with a fucking revolver.
Yeah,
No,
I do kind of question the logic of that.
Like, throw that thing down, you'll have a better chance.
We should
They're
have
like
moved faster.
Well, they're also under like a hive mind, like mind control, right?
Right.
So. They don't really have any, like...
Agency.
Not really. Like, they're smart enough to know to like know how to use tools or to know to attack someone. But I mean,
so like the Borg.
Kind of Borg-like, yeah. Actually, that's pretty accurate.
Are they eating any car batteries?
I don't think they're eating car batteries. I still cannot believe how fucking stupid.
Star Trek Picard, man. I'm surprised Alex's dad didn't try to make him watch that.
Yeah,
my dad hasn't watched any of the new Star Trek as far as I know.
Really? That's surprising.
Is it just because you don't have Paramount Plus?
Yeah, I would assume that's the only reason. I don't know if he knows that there's new Star Trek because we don't have Paramount Plus. Like, he liked watching the show, but he was never like a member of the fandom. Like, I don't remember him ever being. I don't remember him ever being like, "Oh, I heard this about like what's coming up with Star." He just would watch the shows.
He just has to see them to know
that it's even there. Yeah, probably.
Hey, throw your fucking axe at me.
And it's not like those Star Trek shows got a lot of buzz, so it probably didn't make it onto his radar.
We also have to deal with this now.
How many of those did they have? Was that the only one?
Oh, it's infinite, and we kill them.
It's like they got Donkey Kong up there.
Basically.
As if the Indiana Jones comparisons we're going
away.
It'd
be a lot of work to get a ton of those up there.
It would, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they got him up there.
Fucking shot him in the chest and his legs came off.
Yep, that's how that works. I think that might have been a chick, but yeah.
Or, yeah, whatever.
It's how the magnums in Resident Evil work, that's for sure.
Where were those things even coming from?
Yeah, what the fuck? Was like a ceiling thing, maybe?
Yeah, no. I'll show you.
From the ceiling? Okay.
Show you right now.
Oh, yeah.
I got you. Okay.
And I can actually use it now.
Oh, nice.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. No, like I said, man, Resident Evil 4, this was the first action game in the series. Like, this is the first one that went, like, let's do a 80s action movie. But then being the remake, it's leaned more into, like, a little bit more of, like, a John Wick feel to parts of it. But it also, I think it was important that they didn't try and turn it into a horror game.
Right.
Because that would lose.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
Yeah. Well, it would just lose its particular identity.
At that point, just make a different game.
Exactly. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress.
God, that's so ridiculous.
Well, we honestly should stream the original 4 at some point.
Just because of how insane it is.
Just it's ridiculous and it's that much goofier.
Gotcha.
I'm sure you guys would find it entertaining to see like the differences between them too.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
It's the only one of the originals that I would say we should play, actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Other than if we want to do 6 as like a, oh, this is so bad, it's funny.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I do think we should do 6 at some point.
You mean Resident Evil Giraffe Blowjob?
Yeah. From Happy Giraffe Studio.
God, how did they make that logo and not see any problems with it?
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know.
It was, well, it's like, it was so obvious that I thought it as soon as I saw it, and I've never even seen a giraffe get a blowjob before.
Shit, you hadn't seen a Resident Evil at that point.
No.
Right, get out of here.
Like, they must have had someone on the marketing team, like, look at it at some point, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you wonder how a lot of things get by.
Yeah.
You wonder sometimes if there are trolly like employees who just laugh and just like, fuck it, it's not mine. I'm not on the hook if this goes through. So.
Thinking that they can get their bosses in trouble.
Right.
That would certainly explain some of it.
You guys fucking done?
Looks like it.
Okay.
I still think there would be money to be made if you started like a ad campaign review agency or something.
Yeah.
That was just full of just the most immature people or whatever, and then they would just look at it, and if they laughed or something, then you could tell people, it's like, yeah, people think it looks like a dick.
Honestly,
that's a good idea. You would make money off of that.
Well, and that'd be valuable advice for companies, because then they would actually know when the thing they were putting out looked super. Oh shit.
That went well.
Yeah. I didn't mean to sprint.
Gotta restart the level.
No.
That's one thing I'm glad that has changed in terms of gaming.
Oh yeah, modern video game checkpoints are so much better than they fucking used to be. That shit used to be ridiculous.
Well, I'm even thinking of like those really old school games where like you die and then you have to like restart the entire game.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that in old games.
It's one thing if the game is supposed, like the idea of the game is it's supposed to be like this huge challenge and like
right.
But if it's just supposed to be a game that you're playing for fun, to do that to the player is pretty brutal.
I mean, even then, like Dark Souls games have checkpoints.
Right.
But maybe if you're talking like a pure like roguelite,
Oh, sure, that's.
But those games have to be designed with that in mind, and oftentimes the good ones have some form of progress that carries over between deaths.
Yeah, right.
Oh, actually, let's see. Do we have?
Well, think of Returnal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's one of those. That's very much one of those.
And I think that worked in that game.
Mm-hmm.
No, that worked perfectly, yeah. But again, it was designed around the concept.
Right.
Welcome. I've got something new for you.
Whereas in the old days, they just used to do it because, hey, arcade games did this, so we got to do it too.
So, yeah, over halfway through to that.
Yeah.
This new. Crossing your T's. I want to take care of any leftover errors.
Alright, here we go.
Out of the castle.
We just got to do one more thing.
Yeah, what we got to
Move these
do?
bodies.
Invade Russia in the winter?
We got to fight our final boss.
All right.
Final castle boss.
Nice. Like your key rings.
Oh, shit.
You just used your golden chicken egg.
Yeah, I did not mean to do that.
What's that do?
Let me load the save I just made. Yeah.
What's that do, though?
You'll see.
All right. Does it turn enemies into chickens?
Equip that. Holding that egg. You know, we're just this is going to come in real handy with this boss.
Okay.
I have delivered the girl
Yeah.
you have promised. Do tell our Lord to not forget.
It's weird to see that guy and that guy on screen at the same time.
Right.
Ashley! Such a fool, Mr. Kennedy.
God, his teeth.
You talk too much. Failed. Utterly uncivilized. Oh, troll.
Yeah, he's not dead.
No, he's not dead. This boss fight's also way overhauled. from what the original version was.
Yeah, this is what they teach you about in Bible school.
In the original, this boss is like stationary. It's like
Okay.
he's like pinned just. Oh, I missed it. Oh, god damn it. Well, if I die, I'll get it back.
What would that have done?
Just does a lot of damage.
Okay,
Like an insane amount of damage to his health.
interesting.
For some reason. I don't know why.
Cold hurts, man, if you throw it.
Well, it's just an egg. A gold one, but it's just egg.
Does he get egg on his face?
Yeah, man, it's the embarrassment from it. That's what does the damage.
I suppose
It's
that actually makes
it's
sense.
psychic
considering-
damage.
Can you use that on any boss or just him?
It's just him in particular that like just
See?
gets really
That's
fucked
definitely
up.
what it is. He takes psychic damage from getting eggs. Yeah, this definitely looks way more intense than it used to be.
Yeah, this boss fight is straight up. He just is like on the wall in a corner, and you just kind of are on a balcony, and you can't even move very much, but just side to side a little bit, and then
You just pump bullets into him.
yeah, that's kind. It's actually this boss in the original is super basic and actually not that interesting.
He looks like a plate of spaghetti.
Honestly, most of the monsters in these games do. Honest, kind of Dead Space as well.
Yeah. Yeah, don't you hate it when the meatballs start talking back? You know what he also kind of looks like with the jaws? He looks like Biolante.
He does kind of look like Biolante. Yeah. Oh damn! Did I get him already?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even need that egg.
Nope.
That
That
genuinely took
Magnum is
me.
something else.
He had lip rouge.
That fight took me like quite a few tries the first time.
Interesting.
Yeah, I found that to be kind of hard.
That's impressive.
Oh shit! Shy Hat Panda just raided us.
Oh shit.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit!
Cool.
What's up? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, we're almost wrapping up here, but still, that's awesome. Thank you. What is up?
Smoke mo- oh.
Smoke Mo Blunt.
Smoke Mo Blunt. I love that. That's a advice I will
understand.
take.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Smoke Mo Blunts. I love it. Well, you're very welcome here, especially with that name.
You'll fit right in.
But no, welcome everybody. Yeah, we're just doing a little Resident Evil 4 talking shit. We're almost done. We're actually almost about to be done and wrap up. But thank you. That was awesome.
Extracts.
XC Rex, I think.
Extra Rex. Or just Rex.
Yeah.
You just go with Rex. That seems easier.
Sexy Rex.
Well, what were you guys streaming over there? What were we playing? Amy Raptor Slags. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for all coming in. That's awesome. There's a whole bunch of people now.
Surprisingly dinosaur themed.
Yeah, lots of
We
dinosaurs.
got a Rex and a Raptor. This is officially a
Rex
Jurassic
the
Park
Raptor.
movie.
There you go. I love that. Oh shit!
Where are these fucking suits of armor?
I forgot that we out of here. Ah!
Come on, you just got through the boss. Don't get killed by this fucking suit of
Yeah,
armor.
flash him, dude.
Yeah, this fucking tapeworm trying to be Iron Man.
Yeah, you gotta flash him, Sage.
And there we go. Okay.
Get him.
What else got?
Alright, well, you're gonna get murdered while you're trying to figure it out.
I don't know what was going on, but sad to see you end.
Yeah, no, it's just too bad we're almost done, but it was still appreciated. Still appreciate it. Still awesome. Still very cool to have everybody come over. Days Gone. Nice. I've never played
cool.
that one myself.
Multiple names.
Rex, C-Rex,
C-Rex,
Cyrex.
Rex. Okay.
All right. All Rex themed, though. Pyrex, maybe.
Like Cyrex from like Mortal
Pyrex,
Kombat.
like the Tupperware, like the glass Tupperware.
I was thinking of fire, but is that just the name of that Tupperware?
I was thinking of the Mortal Kombat.
I have some
character.
Pyrex. I have some Pyrex things at home.
We're all on very different wavelengths right now. You got Mortal Kombat, dinosaurs. I'm thinking of Tupperware.
Yeah, well, you know, it keeps your food fresh.
Also, if you like storyline open world zombie games, Def Ideal.
Okay.
No idea if from Mortal Kombat. All right.
There's the Cyrax is like the name of the yellow cyborg character. Wonder if they'll bring any of the cyborgs back in the new one, huh?
Good
I
question.
don't know.
They were missing in the last one.
Well, we did get the cold chick.
Yeah. There was one robot, just not the classic ones.
Have they haven't revealed a lineup yet?
No, just a couple
Okay, gotcha.
characters. But it's looking good though. It's looking good. I mean, it comes out in in September, so it won't be long before we know all of them.
The graphics are wild.
Yeah.
Oh
seriously.
yeah. Anybody in the chat see that new Mortal Kombat? That's what I'm like most looking forward to right now. I worry about like how graphic those games are gonna get, but hey, I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, shit's good.
Life is
I had a
good,
couple of
man.
beers, doing some Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, it's a good time. No, yeah, I don't, yeah, it's too bad we were so close to the end there.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
But now that we have so many people here, we do have to actually raid someone.
That's true.
Unlike last time.
Well, either that or you're obligated to play for another 7 hours.
Are you guys going to stick around for that? It's almost 6 already.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's find someone to raid in. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, you know, we'll be back. We're on every Tuesday at this time, so if anybody wants to, I wish I could. Maybe I'll come back on tonight and do some Metro
Yeah.
later in
that'd be
the
cool.
evening,
Cool,
but
cool.
not right now. Not right now.
Yeah.
But
Maybe do like
let's
120
raid
hours.
over, find someone here. Let's see.
127 hours.
Yeah.
You better cut your arm off, sis.
127 hours. Oh no. Oh, I can't do that.
Hey,
Thanks for the
thanks,
follow.
Amy.
Yeah, thank
That's
you so
very
much.
cool. Nice. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Well, hopefully we'll see you next time for a little bit longer.
Exodus? I think it's just the first one, isn't it? The Metro game?
The first one's just called Metro 2033. I think
Yeah.
the second
Then
one
there's-
is Exodus.
Yeah, I thought Last Light was the third
And
one.
then Last Light's the third one.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Amy is making me feel like,
Like we have to keep going?
no, just like I matter.
Oh.
Thanks, Amy.
Alex really appreciates
The confidence boost.
Yeah.
it. Let's see.
How come you guys never say shit like that to me?
Because we don't like you.
I don't know if you guys have ever said you appreciate me before.
Well, that's because you have gnomes for that.
Been like 10 years.
The gnomes appreciate you.
Yeah, you're really appreciated by all those gnomes, dude.
Nah, fuck you guys.
Let's see. We're gonna raid Horton.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's raided us
Yeah.
tons of times.
Well, Horton's a good guy.
Horton's awesome.
Anybody in the chat, Horton streams are pretty good. so-
Yeah,
Yeah.
go follow Horton, give him
Yeah.
some support. He also is co-hosts over here on our channel.
Right.
Yeah, you've done that a couple times now, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, he's been over here.
Oh, okay.
Afternoon Tune is the channel I've got.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, hey, we'll be back
Cool.
same time next Tuesday.
Same
and
time,
we
same
will
bat
also be
channel.
back.
Yeah.
Same bat channel.
Yeah.
I said that on the last stream when Tim was the co-host. He had no idea what that reference was.
You never saw 60s Batman?
I guess not. I guess not.
Okay.
Have a good one, you too.
Yeah, have a good one.
Thanks again so much for that raid, and we will be back soon.
You should have get the dog in the shot for everybody.
Oh, I can put the camera on the dog.
Hey,
Yeah.
Link.
I can put the camera on the dog for the end.
He's giving that side eye. He's like,
He is giving side eye.
it's like, don't put me on your channel. I don't be associated with you people. Bye.
See ya.
Yeah. Yes. Everybody's looking at you.
Yeah, we're using you to shamelessly farm likes.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one, everybody.
Yep.